Video is starting. Okay. Shalom, 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 shalom. Anybody hear me? Shalom, shalom. Okay, okay. All right. All praise Yahweh Shemel Shai. This is Brother Ariyah, HOY, in the building, House of Israel. We are in Africa right now. First time ever stepping foot on the soil of Africa. Right? I'm still alive, still breathing. I'm caught a cops yet. Don't look for no rescue team retrieval. They say this man has been gone and missing and kidnapped. By the grace of Yahweh Shemel Shai, was able to make it to Africa. First time ever, Rwanda. And, I was thinking, for a Sabbath lesson, what better way than to start with a Sabbath than speaking about the history of Rwanda and the truth of Rwanda, and not the lies that the people teach us in the medias and the YouTubes and the movies, but you're actually seeing the truth for yourself. You're actually getting in-source information for yourself, right? So once again, Ashar Shabbat. Hopefully you brothers and sisters get edified. Let's get into it. So all praises. All right. So let's go with a couple of videos, but we're going to tie into history and what's really going on here, right? Now, Esau might try to find a way to come at us like they usually do and all of that, but we're going to tie it into history. All right. So let me start with this video right here. Let's start with this one right here. So the first video is called, right? Now, I could have went with anybody to describe the situation that happened in Rwanda, but why not better than go with people that live here, right? People that actually live here and they understand the history, the information, they know what's going on, and not listen to no, as they would call it in Rwanda, Mzungu, right? Now, when they talk about Mzungu, they're talking about Edomites, Esau. That's what they call Mzungu. And if y'all see what y'all talking about, that's what I mean by Mzungu. Show you this. This is what I mean. As they would call a Mzungu. As we would call in America, a natural-born colonizer, right? A destroyer, a natural-born blood ticker, or bloodsucker. Yeah, like a leech, And the thing with this leech, it takes resources from everybody. It steals from everybody. It kills, it destroys. And all you see is just people just destroyed, distraught, pissed off, mad, furious. Why? Because you took their resources. Why? Because you caused genocide worldwide. Right? Why people is furious and mad is because you steal their children. You kidnap their people. Right? You take their children and put them into sex trafficking. Like with Bill Gates. Right now in East India, him and his wife is wanted as war criminals for their so-called miracle shots, as they would call it. Same thing with the monkeypox going on right now. People's coming in now, starting the same process over and over again. Same as with the COVID lockdown. Right? So when I was talking about a Mzungu, picking up the words here and there, this and that. This what they call them, right? Mzungu. Right? So that means white. That's what it means. Muzungu means white. That's from the language of Kinyarwanda. I was able to pick up a book as well, you know, starting to learn a little bit of language. Use whatever gifts the Lord give you, able to edify the people. That's where Yahweh Shemel was shot. Alright, so the first video is called The Bible Genocide. How the Belgians used the Bible to cause 2 genocides in Rwanda. Right? Now,
you have to look at a country like Rwanda. To understand the impact of religion on Africa, you have to look at a country like Rwanda. And I tell you.
Right. So he's talking about the country like Rwanda, which we're literally in right now. So if you look at the screen right here.
If you want to understand the impact of religion on Africa, you have to look at a country like Rwanda.
All right. So Rwanda, it's talking about Rwanda. That's where we are right now. Kigali right now. And right next to it towards the top left is Democratic Republic of the Congo. Now, coincidentally, what's above Rwanda? Uganda, right? Now, why is this important? Because when it comes to a person that does colonizing, like Esau, he don't just infiltrate a country for one type of specific resource, right? There's not just for one reason. He kills multiple birds with one stone, right? So Esau will try to come into Rwanda, but look what's above Rwanda, Uganda, right? Now, coincidentally, what happened in Uganda recently that was discovered? Let's find this out. Okay, so coincidentally, as they would say, what was discovered in Uganda? Let's find this out. And this is all close proximity.
In Namayingo, eastern Uganda, artisanal miners carry out the painstaking task of extracting gold. It's an industry that could be about to boom. After government exploration surveys indicate there could be huge deposits in the country.
So we've got a lot of gold. 320 million tons of gold confirmed. Worth 12 point something trillion dollars.
Uganda's president wants most of this mineral resource to be refined locally in a bid to boost the nation's economy.
It is criminal for anybody to continue arguing for the continued export of raw materials in Africa when there is 90% more value in that product that you are giving to the outsiders.
Okay, hold on. Right? So
in that product that you are giving to the for the continued export of raw materials in Africa when there is 90% more value in that product that you are giving to the outsiders.
Right. So he's talking about the product. What's the product they're talking about? Gold. Right. Now this is natural minerals and resources in every land. Every land have their natural minerals and resources. Every land. Now the reason why is because Yahweh Shemel Shai did that. Right. For example, Puerto Rico, Port of Riches, they had their own natural minerals and resources. Their resources was gold, diamonds, rubies, and jewelry. Right. That's found in the land when you dig into the land. That's why they have archaeologists. Another term for archaeologists is just a thief with a license. That's what he is. Because God never told any of these nations to go oppress another nation and steal from them. Every nation have their own resources, their own language, their own customs. But when the Edomite come into play, or as they call it in Uganda, Rwanda, the Muzungu, when they come into play, they steal from everybody. Right? They take resources from everybody, globally, worldwide. Right? So the guy is saying we have resources in our land that we can make billions of dollars off. It's worth more than $12 trillion. But what happens? It's being taken out. They're taking it out. They're giving it out to somebody else. But they're not really giving it out. They're being stolen. Right?
Gold tops the list of Uganda's most lucrative exports, followed by coffee. Figures from the country's energy ministry show that in 2019 and 2020, Uganda exported gold worth over $3 billion to Hong Kong, the United Arab Emirates, and South Korea. If estimates are correct, dollars to Hong Kong, the United Arab Emirates, and South Korea.
Right. So what it said Uganda had gold that's worth more than $3 billion, right? Now, it's being exported to where? To Hong Kong, right? United Emirates, Saudi Arabia and them, right? And these other nations. So what's happening? The continent in Africa, the resource that they're having is being exported to these other heathen nations. So when that's going on, it's causing a destabilization. There's no balance, right? One is getting more rich and the other one's getting more poor, right?
If estimates are correct, mineral development experts say this latest gold discovery could be worth more in revenues than the oil fields in the west of the country.
So now look, it said the gold that they're finding right now is worth more than the oils throughout all the countries. Now, if America is going to war for just oil, and they're willing to infiltrate and cause a proxy war, they're willing to infiltrate and cause a war with Iran, Iraq, they're willing to blow up their own buildings on September 11 just so they can have a reason to cause a war, right? So they can get gold, oil, and drugs, right? Now, oil is already out the map. They're already going to war for oil. Look what's happening in Russia. Russia increased the taxes pertaining to the oil, and now the people in America, they can't even survive, right? The gas used to be 2 something, 3 something. Now it spikes up to like 3.50, 4 something, 5 something. When it first happened with the war between Russia and America, right? When it first started, people remembered around $8 to $9 was gas in California. The first 2 weeks. So now what happens? They discovered gold in Uganda, and guess who's coming now? Right? America is coming now. We need to have some freedom. This place need help. It need a rescue. The people are suffering. They starving. So let's go over here. Let's help them. But you're not going there to help the people. You're going there to steal, rape, rob, and murder again. The same process they did from the beginning. All right? And to prove that, let's get Habakkuk chapter 2. Just to back up all the things that we're saying. All right? This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. All right? It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as deaf and cannot be satisfied." Right? So this is speaking about Esau. "But gathereth unto him all nations." So he'll get the resources from America, which is him stealing from Native and Seminole Indians before when we was here. Then he'll get the resource from UK. He'll get the resource from Africa, right? Wherever he go, he put military bases all over the world because he want to steal gold, oil, and drugs, resources, diamonds, minerals, whatever, right? "But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." So that's why you got an ambassador that shows for America all throughout the world. You got a U.S. embassy in Rwanda. Now, what the hell is America doing with a U.S. embassy in Rwanda? Right? You got a U.S. embassy everywhere. Why? Because that's Esau. He's going to oppress worldwide. And he's doing it for the minerals. He's doing it for the resources. All right? So he can't be satisfied. All right? So let's go back to this real quick.
With 6.5 billion barrels of oil available to be tapped, many expected fossil fuel to be a key driver of Uganda's economy. Now experts believe a gold rush could bring big benefits.
If that indeed is the volume that we have, it's time to clean our house and say, let us.
Okay. Now they say they believe a gold rush could bring big benefits. Now, same thing happened in America. We had the gold rush in California, right? But there any black or Hispanic American benefit from any of it? No. The same thing happening. Any continent you in is the same sequence, same blueprint. All right?
Do business, let us develop our country, let us develop ourselves, and go to the middle income status and beyond.
Refining gold locally could enhance job creation and improve social service delivery for those living near to where the mineral is extracted. But for now, the government is hoping the discovery of this precious metal makes Uganda an attractive prospect for investors. Hilary Isga.
Now, he's right. It is going to make Uganda a very attractive place for investors. But the investors, they're going to destroy that place in general. They're going to take everything, right? So you got people working day and night to dig for gold, right? And diamonds, right? Now, the minute they find it, what happens? They feel like they made it. Their life is, that's it. They don't got to work no more, right? But the minute they find that gold or that diamond that's worth $3 million, guess what they'll get back in return? Probably a little lunch and some food and a little party celebration, but then they got to go back to work the next day. Their life didn't change. They're not rich, right? Of that $3 million, they might just get a dollar out of it. Luckily, right? You could have a worker that's been finding gold for 10 years straight. He found probably more than trillions of dollars worth of gold. But the reward that he gets is only what? Probably $100 in total he'll make. So what happens? America raped, robbed, murdered, and steal the resources of the other nations, and no one get anything back. Now, there's no balance. And the Lord said in Proverbs 11:1, a false balance is an abomination pertaining to the Lord, right? Now, what's funny about that is you got to understand the balance of, for example, if you have a worker that works for you and you give him a fair wage pages of, let's say, $30 an hour, but his work is worth $3,000, right? Well, wouldn't you want to at least award him at least half of that, from at least 30 to at least 1,500, right? Why? Because at the end of the day, as he start to grow or she start to grow, it will benefit you even more. They'll increase even more. They'll feel more confident because of the respect that they're getting for the work they put in. And they'll increase your business even more. What do I mean by that? Let's get a good example, all right? Look at King Solomon. All right? And King Solomon. So a quick example I would say would be King Solomon. Now, why is this important? Remember, King Solomon was a king of wisdom. The Most High blessed him because he didn't ask for money, riches. He just asked for the wisdom to judge his people. Now, because he just asked for the wisdom to judge his people, the Most High gave him the ability to judge not just Israel, but to judge the whole earth in righteousness, right? So King Solomon, with the spirit of wisdom, he understood the economy, the market. He understood how people work, the type of skill sets that they had. So what King Solomon would do, when he would hire other nations for work, he would hire the best person for the job, right? Now, one of the persons that he hired for work was Hiram. Now, this is 1 Kings chapter 9 and verse 11. It says, now Hiram, the king of Tyre, had furnished Solomon with cedar trees and fir trees, and with gold according to all his desires. That then Solomon gave Hiram 20 cities in the land of Galilee, right? So Solomon made a business partnership with Hiram, who was the king of Tyre, right? And Hiram loved Solomon and respected him because Solomon also respected Hiram by the wages he paid him for his work. So Solomon understood business, right? He understood hire the best person for the job, right? and also able to make a good partnership with people. So your business will start to increase, they'll increase, and you'll also increase as well too. Right? So that's using wisdom. But when it comes to Esau, he doesn't do fair business nowadays. When he promised something or a contract, he breaks the contract. So now if you're doing business with somebody that you know is going to break a contract, you can't trust them. Right? And then plus, if they're cheating you off of your resources where you're supposed to be getting fairly, you can't trust them. That's bad business. Right? So let's go back to this video. So that's the one with pertaining to Uganda. All of a sudden, coincidentally, they found trillions of dollars worth of gold. And, you know, Esau is coming. So he was talking about Rwanda and the location of Rwanda, right? So let's go to this.
I'll tell you why in a second. Rwanda quickly became one of the most evangelized countries in Africa after the Belgians came in 1916. Little did they know that the countries in Africa after the Belgians came. Rwanda quickly became one of the most evangelized countries in Africa after the Belgians came in 1916.
Right. So it says Rwanda became one of the most quickest country for evangelism. Right. So what is the word evangelism? Let's look this up real quick. So, yeah. All right. So the word evangelism. Evangelism means what? The spreading of the Christian gospel by public preaching or personal witness. All right. So it says it became one of the quickest place for evangelism, but that's pertaining to what? Christianity. But who's bringing that? Is the Belgium, right? So the people of Rwanda, they had their own customs before the Belgium come in and oppress them. So when the Belgium come in, the Belgium are what? Edomites, right? So the same thing they'll do in UK, the same thing they'll do in America, they also do in Africa, right? They oppress the people with their religion, their philosophies. So now they came in with that Christianity, right? So let's get another precept. Well, let me show this part right here. Let's get another one. This is Proverbs chapter 24. Let's see this one. All right, so this is Proverbs chapter 24. That's the one right there. And let's see, verse number. Oh, that's Job. All right. So Job 24 and verse number 14. Right. It said, "The murderer rising with the light killeth the poor and needy, and in the night is as a thief." All right. So it says the murderer is rising with the light and killeth the poor. So what is the light? The light is symbolizing the Bible, right? Who's the murderer? That's Esau. So he comes with the Bible for evangelism, for Christianity, push their religion, and killeth the poor and needy. Who became the poor also? Because they're getting their resources stolen and murdered and robbed and everything. Even the people in Africa, right? And in the night is as a thief. So in the day he's a good guy, but at night he's showing who he really is. So the murderer is rising with the light. The light, once again, is the Bible. That's Proverbs 6 and verse 23. Right? And like the Lord said, let your light shine. And the murderer is speaking about Esau. So that's tying into the Belgians. Right? So he comes in with evangelism, Christianity. So now you're looking, these are the pictures right here. These are the so-called pastors. And look, this is a whole village right here.
In Africa, you have to look at a country like Rwanda, and I'll tell you why in a second. Rwanda quickly became one of the most evangelized countries in Africa.
All right, so there's the ones in the middle right here. You see how they're sitting down, looking like they God's chosen people, like they're the light. They're the chosen. Everybody's looking at them and just look at this. See? They got the cross on their neck. Everyone around them. Right? Look at this guy right here. Like they're the saviors.
After the Belgians came in 19...
See? Look, with the little kids as well too. Holding them up like they're the saviors. Now, in America, this like with Catholicism and these popes. Right? The pedophile that goes on. The molestation. The millions of cases of these so-called priests. And the children they have touched, they have destroyed. Right? So it says the murderer is rising with the light.
16. Little did they know that the Belgians had planned to use religion to destroy their society. After
See? So it says the Belgians plant their religion to destroy their society. That's the key. The Belgian came in with their Christianity, their religion, evangelism, to destroy their society. Right?
spreading Christianity and popularizing the Bible amongst the Rwanda. The Belgians opened the Bible, the part that talks about Ham's casting.
So now, it said the Belgians opened the Bible, the part that's talking about with Ham, right? And it's talking about with the curse. So let's go to Genesis chapter 10. Let's see this right here. Now you gotta ask yourself this question: Why would Esau use the Bible and colonize, so-called evangelize, or bring Christianity to a whole new continent and is effective if the Bible ain't real? Right? Before they used the gun, they used the Bible. Because they know no matter what, God's word is true. But the thing with God's word in the Bible is a weapon. Right? So it's how you use the weapon. Right? So this is Genesis chapter 10. Let's see. So what he's talking about with Ham. Right? This time with Noah, he was talking about the curse of Ham. So this is Genesis chapter 10 and verse 6. And of the sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, Phut, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Seba, Havilah, Sapta, Ramah, Saptica, and the sons of Ramah, Sheba, and Dedan. Right? So it's talking about the sons of Ham. This is what it's talking about. Let's go from there. So the guy's talking about the sons of Ham. Now he's saying that Esau used the part when the Lord was talking about the curse of Ham. Esau used that. He understood the Bible. So what did he do? Let's go back to Genesis. Let's go to Genesis chapter 9. Here we go. So he was talking about Ham and Canaan, right? So this is Genesis chapter 9 and verse 24. And Noah awoke from his wine and knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. Right? And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. Right? So now the guy is saying that the Belgians read the Bible, understood the Bible, and they used it. Right? So this is what they done.
In Genesis, after the floods, and applied it to the Rwandese community. Now, if
you see? So they used Genesis chapter 9, verse 24 and 25, Bible, scriptures, and he said after the flood, and they applied it to the what? To the Rwandan community. Right? So
you don't know about Ham's story, let me explain it briefly. That story comes after the floods in Genesis chapter 9, verse 18 to 27. It talks about how Noah, after the floods, had three sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. And Ham, who is the forefather of all black people, saw him naked one day when he was drunk. So as a result of that, Noah cursed.
All right, so now, this is where the tricky part comes in, because they label it as just Ham is the father of all black people. That's not true, right? There's a difference between a Hamite and an Israelite, right? Like the Lord said, the difference between the Negroes and the Hamite, right? Now, what we're talking about, we're not talking about those that look like they're Hamites, spread all throughout the four corners of the earth, right? We're talking about pure-blooded from the line of Ham tying into Cain or Canaan, right? That's what we're talking about. So when they say he's the father of all black people, that's what they teach us in America as part of the curses. They label us as part of that category, so it caused confusion. But that's not who we are. Right? Now, the Most High has a balance in all things. All right, let me get a quick one. Let's get Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11. Show this real quick. So this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 11. Let's start at verse 10, right? It says, "In that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To which shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious." Right? Now, this the Gentiles are speaking about. "And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people." That's the key. The remnant of the Lord's people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. So, Isaiah 11:11 is speaking about the return of the lost children of Israel, literally worldwide, right? It said from Egypt. Remember, we was in captivity in Egypt for 400 years. There's still a remnant of our people over there. Assyria, Pathros, Cush, Elam, right? Shinar. Speaking of Elam, Elam ties into the East Indian. There's still some of our people that's there, right? Our people are scattered all throughout the four corners of the earth. But when the guy was talking about how they said Ham is the father of all black people, that's not true. That's where the confusion comes in. But Esau used the Bible and caused manipulation. So now he'll say, "Oh, you black people, your father is Ham, and now you suffer the curse of Ham." All right? But that's where the trickery and the lies comes in. So he'll justify by saying, "We're oppressing you because that's part of the Bible. You are the people of Ham. So you suffer these curses." That's not true. All right? And then that also shows you, if Esau is using the Bible to colonize nations, continents, and it's being effective, it's working, right? What does that show you? The power of the book. The power of the words of Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, let's get Psalms chapter 50 and verse 16. I'm going to show you this. This is Psalms chapter 50 and verse 16. It says, "But unto the wicked God saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?" So the Lord is basically telling the Edomites, who are you to speak about my book, my Bible, to use it? It's not for you, right? Another one we can get as well, Psalms chapter 64. And what's this going to show is going to show you that Esau does his research. All right, here we go. Psalms chapter 64 and verse 6. It says, "They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep." So it says they accomplish a diligent search. They had to do research. It's like a hunter seeking after his prey. They got to know the good, the bad, the positive, the negatives, the height, the food that they eat, the diets, right? The cycle that it takes when it sleeps, how it moves all throughout the days. It takes notes on everything. That's how Esau looked at the other nations and all of us, because he's a hunter, like in Genesis 25, right? Esau is a hunter. Same thing he did with the Willie Lynch letter. He did divide and conquer, and he understood everybody category. Their height, right? Skin tone, their muscle masses, everything. He did his research on everything, right? So let's go back to this right here. Okay.
Ham's son, Canaan. It's a suspicious story, but it's in the Bible.
You see? So the dude said himself, he said, "This is suspicious. Because it's making us look bad and the white man looking good. It's suspicious, right?"
Let's go back to what the Belgians did with this story. We told the Rwandese that part of their community was affected by Ham's curse. So they
Look at that. That's what the Belgians did. They told the people of Rwanda that they're affected by Ham's curse, right? Now, why did I bring up this video to show y'all this? Is because you must understand the structure and the system that the people of Rwanda had before the Belgians came in, right? Let me show y'all this, okay? These devils is wicked as hell, man. Look at this. All right. Let's see right here. Let's see. All right, here we go right here. All right, it says the Tutsi 40% population were cattle herders, soldiers, and administrators, right? So it says the people of the Tutsis were soldiers, that's warriors on a battlefield. Administrators, that's like their governments, right? And cattle herders, cattle pertaining to livestock, right? That's for food, resources, right? The Hutus, 85% were farmers, right? So now, you have cattle herders for food, you have the battle soldiers on the war to protect the people against other invaders and nations, and administrators like the governors, right? The Hutus, 85%, were farmers. So the farmers for what? Fruits, vegetables, food, right? And the marginalized Twa, 1%, were hunter-gatherers or potters. So you had a good system that they had set up before the Belgium came in. And it was simple, organized. You see that? They had everything organized, right? Cattle herders for the food, soldiers on the battlefield to defend themselves against other nations, keep everybody sharp, protected. Like us, we seeing right now. Wherever we go, we see security everywhere. People, so many security, people scared to even litter. They litter, they gonna get locked up. All right. And administrators, the Hutu were 85% were the farmers. And being over here, the fruits and vegetables that I have eaten is different, right? There's no GMOs, right? There's no mixed in different minerals and all of this stuff. You know, everything is pure, right? It's fresh. You could go exactly to the places where they're making it, where they're growing it. You ain't got to worry about going to the supermarket and then you find out they mixed it in with this type of chemical and all of this stuff. Nah, everything is pure. And the marginalized Twa were hunters and gatherers of potters, right? So now, let's see right there. So you have the Tutsi, who was known as, tall people. Hutu was in the middle, and the Twa were the shortest, right?
Physical feature like height and nose size to identify those who had suffered from the curse. And nose size to identify those who had suffered from the curse. And they did all this while handing out ID cards to those with favorable quality. And what happened?
You see? So they did what? Divide and conquer. They divided each of the tribes by height, right? Also by resources. We was in a museum and they said they divided specific tribes. One by who had more cattle was labeled as a Hutu. If you had less cattle, you was labeled as a Tutsi, right? So the same way with that modernized is the rich and the poor, right? So the two groups they have is the rich versus the poor. The middle class, they already destroyed the middle class, took it right out. But they put the rich versus the poor. This is what Esau did the minute he came in. Divide and conquer. But before he was here, they already had a well-oiled running machine type of system. Right?
Is they ended up dividing Rwanda along ethnic lines. As they
You see? They divided one of them, right? So, let me show you this right here. Show you this right here. So, this is what the Lord hates. Right? This is Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 16. Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 16. These 6 things doeth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. The Belgians did all that. Right? Now, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations. That's what they was doing as well. They came in to oppress, steal the resources, divide and conquer, and have people commit genocide. Feet that be swift to run into mischief, right? And a false witness that speaketh lies, and this is the key right here. And he that soweth discord among brethren. That's the key right there. Because before the Belgians came in, the Tutsis, the Hutu, and the Twa, they were all in one agreement. They worked together as a team. When the Belgians came in, they did divide and conquer. And this is all happened in Rwanda, right? So God don't like that. Whatever is somebody, leave it to them, right? You got your own. Don't try to steal from somebody else.
The Tutsis, who were the minority, were favored over the Hutus, who were the majority. As far as the Tutsis, who were the minority, for equal quality. And what happened is they ended up dividing.
And what happened? They gave them IDs, passports. They had different levels, made one feel better than the other, set up a different hierarchy. Two people, they both blood brothers. They both from the same parents. And because a white man comes in and give you an ID card and tell you that you more better than this person. So now you're going to think mentally you're better than this guy because of a white man telling you this on a paper. Right? So now you're going to kill your own brothers and sisters because of a Caucasian Mzungu devil telling you that you're more special than this guy or this sister. That you can look down upon this person. They're nothing. They're dirt. Right?
Rwanda along ethnic lines, as the Tutsis, who were the minority, were favored over the Hutus.
All right. So where do you also see this comparison at? If anybody read the Willie Lynch letter, it's the same exact thing. They divided the light versus the dark. That's why they have this war today of light skin versus dark skin. Who started that? That was Esau. Divide and conquer. Right? Let me show you this. Look at this. All of this was to divide and conquer. Look at this.
Hello, my name is Roy Douglas Malonson, and this light-skinned black versus dark-skinned black, it's been going on since they created the division with Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch had a master plan. We're going to mess with these Negroes' minds. It's going to last for 500 years, and if they figure it out, it's going to take another 500,000 years for them to correct it. Playing the games. Me, growing up out here in Acres Home, which is called a fofo, I face racism in a way that no other black faces. There's nothing you can call a honky a white person that I have not been called. Yellow-bellied, honky, half-breed, you name it. So, and even in the school, an all-black school, when there was girls running for things, and there was pretty black, brown-skinned girls and light-skinned, the light-skinned girl won every time. My wife was the first brown-skinned cheerleader at Booker T. Washington High School in the history of the school. It was all light-skinned. So what am I saying? This is by design. If all this talk, I'm glad to see this talk. My nieces and nephews been calling me racial, been calling from UT, they got issues. Everybody got issues, but I'm proud they're going to handle it. They want to handle it on their own, but they don't understand how big this issue is. This is by design. Don't nobody have to kill us or police us. We would destroy ourselves mentally because the damage has been done in our mind. When you go to an integrated school, the blacks are fighting each other, not the whites and the blacks. They're killing each other on the bus. It's always this self-destruction. So to destroy our neighborhood is just dump us together and we would kill each other because of the skin color. This is something new, but we got to understand this. We got to clearly understand this. The house Negro and the field Negro. He was in the house with making the lemonade and the other one out there, chopping the lemonade. So where do we go?
That's what happened with Willie Lynch. The house Negro, the dude that's working in the house, feeling no good protected, blocked from the heat of the sun. So now he feel like he's better than everybody. And the field Negro, the dude that's in the outside working his back off. Beat down, beat to death. Men, women, and children. So now, what happens? They're both from the same family, same parents, same nation, but you separated them for a reason. You didn't do it because you want to help one versus the other. No, you did it because it divides. And when it divides and conquer, one is going to hate the other. Because now, one is feeling good, safe, and protected. Looks just like you. And the other one, they treat him better. And you suffer. That's what they did. Same thing with Rwanda. The Hutus and the Tutsis, divide and conquer. He does it for a reason. Because now, the infighting going on. So much that they think they're two different people. But if you see a lot of parents, when they have children, most of the times, one will be darker, the other one will be lighter. And then you tell them, hey, people looking, hey, who's that, your friend? No, that's my brother. What? That's my sister. What? Why this one dark and this one light? That's how God made it. That's the balance. But the Belgium comes in, Esau comes in and said, no, let me use this as a tool to have them kill each other. Never had them thinking to come together and work to destroy me. They do it in Africa, do it in UK, do it in America, do it everywhere. Same blueprint. These are the same people.
Go from here until we understand what's happening here. Then the white folks are just sitting back just laughing. Just let them kill themselves. Ain't no big ass deal, which it isn't. Because they don't have to worry about us. So, but the other thing, you got all of this integration stuff. Integration put a big knife in us because history was not passed on to our offsprings. And it was illegal for black folks to marry white folks. I remember I had an uncle that one of them genes reached back and picked him, and he was brown skinned, and his sisters was white with gray eyes. He riding down the road and the cop pulled him over. What are you doing with these white girls? These are my sisters. But they better sit in the back and you drive them. And then they all got a job on North Shepherd Drive. Well, he had to go through the back door because of his skin color, and his sisters went through the front door and hung out with the white folks. But they still was black. But now they got a new deal, other. What the hell is other? Until we accept who we are and respect who we are, we can kiss it goodbye. I am black. I just got a red ass way of showing it. So I tell y'all, get over it and respect it. Bye.
See? So the benefits of this, of traveling different places, is that now you're able to compare. Because if you would have never came over here, you would have never known they're going through the same thing. And the culprit behind it is the same person, the same people. So you looking at one continent saying these are devils. You go to another continent, they say, listen, this the devil too? Yeah. So now what happened? Two continents come together and they go against this one devil. He in trouble now. It's like business. When you think a person only had one business, and you find out he had three. So if he lose one, he still got two more. So the way he treat people in the one, and then you go to the next one, you get the same results. You think, wait, hold on, he doing the same thing to you? Yeah. Oh my God. You go to the next business. Wait, he doing the same thing to you too? Yeah. All three come together. Then they say, listen, he got to go. He got to go. Matter of fact, get rid of him, and all three come together. We start our own thing. All right? This guy's, man.
Esau racism was carried along all aspects of were favored over the Hutus, who were the majority. Esau racism was carried along all aspects of life, social, political, and economic. Of course, with time, this created a big tension that led to the killing of over 20,000 Tutsis. Esau racism was carried along all aspects of life, social, political, and economic. Of course, with time, this created a big tension that led to the killing of over.
You see, it says social, political, and economic, all aspect. So he set up divide and conquer among them by what? Giving one more than the other for a reason. Same as wherever you go. For example, in America, they set up a system He divide and conquer, not just light skin versus dark skin, but also male versus female. He understands everybody's position. He's a hunter. So whatever Esau does, he does it for a reason. So if I know that the male is supposed to lead the family household over the female, if I want to destroy the structure, reverse it. Turn it around. If I know the male's supposed to be leading, making decisions, female's supposed to help. No. Give the female all the power. Because he read the Bible. He understands how God works. Give the female all the power and then put the female over the male. Because what? In her mindset, she's seeing the power and she's thinking, yes, this is me. I'm supposed to be doing this. This is supposed to be doing that. But actually, you're destroying yourself. Because you're going against what God created you to do. And then the male, he's in a different position that he don't belong in. So now he's destroying himself because he don't know how to cope. Because the male and the female are supposed to come together and work together. But same as a company, you're running a company. If a company is going to be successful, you got to put the right people in their right position. If they're not in their right position, the company is going to fall. So what Esau did, divide and conquer and turn everything upside down. All right? And that's scripture. All right? This is, let's see, Isaiah 29. All right? So look at this. Isaiah 29 and verse 16. Surely a turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? So it says, surely if the things is upside down, good is evil, evil is good, right? So now let's go back to this real quick. So he said they divide and conquer resources, economics, everything. They treated one group better than the other. And that's after he came there. But before he was there, everybody was treated the same. That's where the respect came in. Everybody had a part to play. No one felt like they're bigger than the other. But now, same as working in a team. If you feel like you're bigger than the team or the family or the camp, what happened? That pride comes in. Once that pride comes in, this is what happens. Let's get Galatians chapter 6. Is it the New Testament? There you go. Galatians chapter 6 and verse 3. For if a 6 and verse 2. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. For if a man think himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. Right? So that's what Esau did. He came in with divide and conquering, giving them IDs, passports. He's the one that created the classification of color. We wasn't dealing with color before. It was nations, nationality. But now he comes with black, white. So what? Divide, categories. African American, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Native American, African. Right? Ghanaian, Nigerian, whatever. All of this to do what? Divide in categories. So now it's more what? More infighting going on. Right? So it says if a man think himself as something, he is nothing. Because now the Tutsi, they feel like they're better than the Hutus because the white man said it. Right? The white man said, you better than this person. So now they feel like they're better than this guy. So now they use labels. You're not my brother, you're not my sister, you're a cockroach. They put a label now. So once they put that label, it starts to come in their mind subconsciously. You don't look at that person as a person. You look at them as an animal, as an insect. That's why they call the black people what? Monkeys. They call them what? Dogs. Because what? They're using that label and term so you can look at people as an animal, not as people. And Esau understand the word of power. The words, the power that comes behind it. All right?
20,000 Tutsis and expulsion of the rest who fled to the neighboring countries like Congo, Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya, and Rwanda along ethnic lines. As the Tutsis, who were the minority, were favored over the Hutus, who were the majority. Esau racism was carried along all aspects of life, social, political, and economic. Of course, with time, this created ethnic tension that led to the killing of over 20,000 Tutsis.
You see? So he caused a tension that led to them wanting to have revenge amongst each other. Because one group was put above the other, so now they feel like they're better than the next one. Right? Let me show you another example. Warden versus prisoners. Here we go. Look, man. Look at this. All right, so this right here is called the Stanford Prison Experiment, right? And basically what happened is, let me show you this. Look, it said, I've never been so upset in my life. It was an experience of being out of control, both for the situation of my feelings. The Stanford prison was a very benign prison situation. It still caused guards to become sadistic and prisoners to become hysterical. So what happened? They did an experiment. They took a group of 10 people, right? Let's say example 10 people. 5 they put as guards and 5 they put as prisoners, right? Now these 10 people are best friends, right? So before they start the experiment, they're all equal. And then once they start the experiment, the guards, the 5 guards is above and the 5 prisoners below, right? So what happened? Within a span of 2 weeks, the guards, power started to get to their head. Before they came in, they were all equal. But now, like I said, the white man comes in and he tells you better than this person. So power gets to the 5 guards' head, and the prisoners, their mentality changes. They go from being strong to now their mentality is weak. It went from balance to now it's an imbalance.
Right now in this jail, I'm the one of the staff psychologists. This I've been doing for 14 years. Practically the length of time I've been away from Phil Zimbardo's experiment.
I feel really fucked up inside. You don't know. I gotta go. To a doctor, anything. I can't say that. I'm fucked up. I don't know how to explain it. I'm fucked up inside. No way out. No. God damn it. Fucked up. You don't know.
As an experience, it was unique. I've never screamed so loud in my life. Never been so upset in my life. And it was an experience of being out of control, both of the situation and of my feelings. And maybe I always have had difficulty with the notion of losing control. I wanted to understand myself, so I went into psychology, so that the unconscious wouldn't so control me, as it did that whole experiment, that whole situation. I was confused. I didn't know what my role was. And I figured, well, I'm thinking now, I'll go into psychology, I'll learn what makes a person tick. I won't be so afraid of the unconscious. The Stanford prison was a very benign prison situation, and it still caused guards to become sadistic, prisoners to become hysterical, other prisoners to break out in hives. I mean, here you had a benign situation. It didn't work. It promoted everything a normal prison promotes. The guard role promotes sadism. The prisoner role promotes a feeling of confusion and shame. Anybody can be a guard. It's harder to be on guard against the impulse to be sadistic, because it's a quiet rage, a malevolence that you can dam up. But there's nowhere for it to go. It comes out sideways, sadistically or whatever.
So what is he talking about? The guards, now that they put in a position of power, like the police officers, now they abuse the power. And there's no limitations. There's no restrictions. Huh? It gets to their head, right? Mhm. It shows with movies and shows, Esau tells you everything's a story. When you put the right piece together, you see how he works.
You see that in the places of work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see somebody may be assigned responsibility for an afternoon because the actual boss is not there.
Right,
So, Tom, you're in charge
right.
and make sure that you see a guy move from being an ordinary guy
Mm-hmm.
to being this something else.
Right.
It's like, what?
You the same guy?
You were not even being promoted.
Right.
Just for one afternoon.
Right. It's not even your job. This not even, this temporary.
No, you're not even being
Yeah, you're not even promoted. This not your you still gonna get paid the same payment we all have tomorrow. They just putting you in a position to hold the position until the guy come back. He's come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
But your mind, you think, once you hear that, you think, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
They had this movie called Friday. You had one of the guys. He got hired as security. Now, mind you, he's just a regular security. No gun, no nothing. Unarmed security. They gave him a flashlight. That man, he get a flat. He going around everything. Like he think he top flight security now. Just a regular security guard. Now he think he's a super soldier. He think he's the military man. He think whatever, anybody come around, he's gonna fight 10,000 people, and he only getting paid like $15 an hour. He's ready to die for that job because they give him the power of security. You see? So this is the Stanford prison experiment.
Would you rather be a guard or a prisoner?
I don't think I have the qualities to be a guard.
Prisoner. Prisoner, I guess.
Prisoner sounds like it would be a little less work.
Prisoner.
Why's that?
Nobody likes guards.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. This experiment will be an extension of my research into the effects prisons can have on human behavior.
You're going to be pleased to know that you all have been chosen to be the prison guards.
But under no circumstances whatsoever will you physically assault the prisoners in any way. So remember,
That was the rules. All right?
just as you were watching the prisoners, my graduate staff and I will be watching you.
And that's the key. Because the prisoners is who? Is us. We're in prison right now. The warden is who? Esau. Right? So he's watching us. Whatever he do, he oppress us. But he forget Yahweh Shemel Shai watching. He forget the angels is watching. Not just in America, not just in UK, in Africa, everywhere. They're doing the same thing. All right?
Alright, gentlemen, we're gonna have ourselves a nice lunch.
Rule number 1, prisoners must remain silent. This is an exercise period.
Okay, is it just me, or are these guys taking this thing a bit too seriously?
What? See? You're like, wait. Am I crazy? Am I going crazy? Or are they taking it? It's going to their head. This is just a practice. So look at it. The reason why I show like this, because now look at it. I'm using these different examples to show people. Look at it. How much the Hutu and the Tutsi and them feel, because the person that's controlling this is using the same blueprint. He does it in the States, in America. He does it in UK. He does it in Africa. He does it in China. He does it everywhere. The blueprint the same. The people just change. Same as a business. McDonald's. Why is there a McDonald's all over the world?
You don't need to change the
formula.
You don't need to change the formula. It will keep working, exactly. The saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Hotels. What was that hotel we passed through? That you said is, what was it, Marriott? Marriott, right? Why is there a Marriott all over the world, global? Because they understood the formula. And they mastered it, and now they could copy it, multiply it everywhere. Same thing with the Willie Lynch. That wasn't just in America. They understood the formula. And then they copied it. America copied it over here in UK. You go to UK, they got their own story about oppression. You go to Africa, they got their own story about oppression. Because what? It's the same person doing the same thing. Now, they might think it's one guy. No. These are nations. A nation that have a tribe. Or dukes. The French, the British, the German, Caucasian, they all the same. They all Esau. They can't change their nature.
Why don't you give me 20 push-ups?
Look at this guy.
This is an exercise period.
Okay, is it just me, or are these guys taking this thing a bit too seriously? Why don't you give me 20 push-ups?
Look at this guy. Thinks he's John Wayne or something.
Look, you see?
You address me as Mr. Correctional Officer.
Exercise period.
Okay, is it just me? These guys taking
Well,
this thing a
in
bit
the
too seriously.
situation, they're not supposed to physically abuse them.
Right. They're not supposed to. Yeah. But they put that rule in place because they know they're going to break it.
Yeah.
You see? So now, this also showing you the same thing with the polices. Once they get that badge,
That's it.
that's it.
I'm God.
That's it. Exactly. That's what they think. That's what the Belgians did for the Tutsi. Once they put them up, now they think they're better than the Hutus. But what goes up must come down. Because the way you treat people is going to come back against you. But who started that divide? Esau. He knew what he was doing. He think 10 steps ahead.
Seriously. Why don't you give me 20 push-ups?
Look at this guy. Thinks he's John Wayne or something.
And if you notice, look what they doing. Look what they do. Everything is psychological, right?
Or are these guys taking this thing a bit too seriously? Why don't you?
Look at their clothes. What that look like? Yeah. You see? The people in authority, they have male figure type clothes. The people that's not in authority, they put them in the female type clothes. And these are men that they put in these type of clothes. So even the clothes you wear, they understand the spirit behind it. That's why they put you in specific clothes. You see? They understand the order. They're a hunter. They know the prey. They know how to get them, destroy them, all aspects.
You give me 20 push-ups.
Look at this guy. Thinks he's John Wayne or something.
Okay. So now, the prisoners, every time, same as you at work. You go to work, every time they're watching you. Every time. You do anything, they're watching. They're waiting for you to make a mistake so they can write you up. Fire you. So now, you antsy, you're defensive. You're stepping on eggshells every time. Now, it's one thing if it's you as black and they as white. Because you could tell the difference. You could tell, all right, they don't like us.
Yeah.
Now, it's another thing when you look back and the person that's oppressing you looks just like you. Because now that makes you even more mad. Because now that shows you don't love your people. For you to treat your people how you treat them, you don't love your people. You're like a traitor to your race. Right?
You address me as Mr. Correctional Officer.
See? That power. That's how the police officers are. That power gets to their head. They look for any way to try to force that power against you.
This might be interesting 2 weeks after all.
Why don't you make up your bunk? 8-6.
And if you notice, this is all in just 2 weeks. 14 days. Why did they choose 14 days? Because 7 days is completion. Within 7 days of a pattern, same as the Lord said, you want to answer the specific things, fast, pray, or do something 7 days. I'll give it to you. Same as the Lord said with Ezra. And look what's funny. What's the name of this movie? The guy name is what? Ezra Miller. Yeah.
Google.
Hey, Google, shut up. All right.
Google Assistant.
We don't need your assistance.
Live TV.
All right, shut up. Cállate. So, Ezra Miller, right? The guy name is Ezra Miller of this trailer. The Lord told Ezra, he sent an angel and told him, you got questions, you want answer? Pray, fast 7 days. I'll give you the answer. You want more answers? Fast another 7 days, I'll give you the answer. That's how many days? 14 days. This experiment was 14 days.
Wow.
So they research and they get all of this from the Bible. They said the CIA, when it comes to black people, if you could murder, kill, whatever. But when it comes to black people in general, we get mad maximum 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, it's like we forget everything. Yeah. The rage comes in the most the first week. 7 days. After that first 7 days, the last 7 days, the rage start to come down. By the end of 14 days, we forget. And you wonder why we could never have an uprising. Because in the midst of the rage, what happens? They're throwing in so much distraction to keep you calm. They don't want you to build it up, to keep going. They talk about celebrity, sports, war, all of this stuff. So much distraction. But people forget now, they just killed Sonia Massey. Murder her live in front of everybody. The police officer, one police officer had his camera, the other one didn't have his camera. But they both was in it together. They met the sister the day before when they showed that footage. Came to the house. They knew she was messed up in the head. But they pick and choose soft targets. Those that's not going to fight back. Because to them, if you fight back, that's too much for them. They don't want somebody that can fight back, struggle, because it might harm them. They need somebody that's going to be defenseless, they can take advantage of. That's why they put the prisoners versus the guards. The prisoners don't got the weapons, but the guards got the gun, they got the nightstick, they got the goggles, they got the tasers, they got the flashbang, they got everything. They got the keys, they got everything.
One too? I did, Mr. Correctional Officer.
Well, that's not what I see.
Hey, what are you doing?
You see? So what's happened now? He's feeling oppressed. That's not in our nature. Remember, the Lord divided all the lands of the nations all throughout the earth. Gave everybody their resources, home, and everything. So imagine now somebody come from another nation, got their own money, their own resources, their own food, cattle, and everything. And they come to your home and take from you what you work hard for. And they already got enough. They already got money and food. They don't need more. But they just want you to have nothing. They want to take from you. They want to make sure you have nothing and they have everything. So you could feel weak and powerless and they feel strong and powerful. So now look, he's looking at the other white guy and he's thinking, we're both the same. Why are you treating me like this? They had this footage, this video of a white girl that got arrested by white police officers. She said, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Right? Look what happened. Let me see. Look at this. You see? See how ready he turned? Now listen to what he says. You see? You see, Esau can't, his body and mind can't register him being brought down. His mind cannot register him being oppressed, especially by his own people. He don't understand it. Yeah, yeah. So look.
The funny thing is, will the police think about a statement like that?
Never. Never would have thought that come out of his mouth.
No, but do they think, now that it's come out,
Yeah.
do they think about it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do. Because now you can see footage and video of a guy with a knife, a white guy with a knife or with a gun, chasing after a police officer. And the police officer don't shoot him. The police officer will damn near get stabbed or shot first before he harm him. But a black person,
as soon as the knife comes out,
forget the knife. As soon as your hand move,
yeah.
And he said, put your hand up. As soon as you halfway put your hand up, you got 5 bullets to your chest already. Alrighty. What do you say? See? So, what do you think is going on in this video right here? Why?
In 2008, 58% of young school-age Democrats. 2012, 53.
See? Why do you think the outrage come in? He's looking, nigga, you treat me like I'm a nigga. I'm white just like you. We supposed to be on the same side. But because they told you, oh, you a police officer now. Or they told you a soldier now, you better than this person. Same thing they did with the Tutsis and the Hutus and the Twa. Same exact thing. Same blueprint.
Yeah. When was this?
2015.
What was that?
You see? So now, they attack the prisoners, and then the prisoner fight back, and now the prisoner is wrong. You see? The police officers attack the prisoners with what? Baiting. Baiting, interrogation. Right? Gaslighting. Aggravating. Right. Aggravating, getting you mad, pissed off. Now when you respond,
they get that rise
exactly.
They go, oh,
you see?
You're threatening.
Right. Now I can hit you the way I want it. And I have no restraint. These are all different tactics. You see? And now they shock. But what happens now? He cracked the glass. He cracked the glass. The officers on their side, they just had to see one do it. Once they see one do it, now they start thinking, what if I can do it too? They just had to see one get away with murder. They just had to see one oppress another. One beat people to death like Rodney King. Yeah, now it's like a drug. That power is like a drug. Now they were looking for different ways. Let me see if I can sneak around and get this guy, attack this guy. And I know the law.
Yeah.
The law is in my favor.
There's police officers on YouTube cuffing 5-year-olds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A toddler.
Yeah.
Being cuffed.
Mm-hmm. Remember, they got no regard for old or young. Yes. Deuteronomy 28. They don't care. They don't care. So now that power comes in, that oppression comes in. Right? Same thing with the Hutus, the Tutsis, and the Twa. Same thing with the blacks versus the Hispanics. Same thing with the light skin versus the dark skin. Everything, same blueprint. So now, people think the Bible is fake. No, listen. Your enemy is using your book against you.
And you know, it's not just between peoples.
Mm-hmm.
They also do it between ages of people.
Right.
The young against the old.
Right.
Males against
Females. Yeah.
Just anywhere they can find that little gap.
Yeah. Everything. As long as it's not the same and it's different, use that against each other.
Yeah.
In the Willie Lynch letter, they use everything. They use height, they use age, they use hair color, they use the structure of your face. They use everything against each other.
There's such a thing as the short king,
Right. Right.
It's become a thing.
Yeah. And you see, look at Napoleon.
Yeah.
He had a what was it? A small complex.
Yeah.
You know, he had a height issue situation. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, short man syndrome. Yeah, Napoleon. You see, they'll use whatever they can against you. Now, people think the Bible is fake. Guess what? Look what Israel was doing. Right? Look at this. This is Nehemiah chapter 5 and verse 1. Now there was a great cry of the people and of their wives against their brethren, the Jews. Right? For there were that said, we, our sons and our daughters, are many. Therefore take up corn for them, that we may eat and live. Speaking about Israel had a lot of children, family, like we had in these times, right? Some also there were that said, we have mortgaged our lands, vineyards, and houses, that we might buy corn because of the dearth, because of the famine. So some had to sell their houses, land, and everything so they could have food, right? There were also that said, we have borrowed money for the king's tribute, and that upon our lands and vineyards. Some that borrow money, that's what? Loans. Right. Right? Yet now, this is the key. Our flesh is as the flesh of our brethren, our children as their children, and lo, we bring into bondage our sons and our daughters to be servants, and some of our daughters are brought unto bondage already, neither is it any in our power to redeem them, for other men have our lands and our vineyards. So what is that talking about? It's talking about Israelites that were poor, that were suffering because of the rich Israelites was taking advantage of. Same thing with the Tutsis and the Hutus. Right? And I was very angry. So they're telling Nehemiah all of this. So Nehemiah is coming in to bring order and structure back. And I was very angry when I heard their cry and these words. Then I consulted with myself and I rebuked the nobles. You see, that's the rich of Israel. And the rulers, and said unto them, ye exact usury, every one of his brother, and I set a great assembly against them. You see?
This is illegal.
Yeah, it is illegal. It's against the law. Yeah. So what did Esau do? He come in to a nation and divide and conquer and have one use usury against the other. Because he learned it from where? The Bible. He used the same system with everybody.
And even if it's not against brother, you find, I noticed this when I was a little boy. I keep talking about my mother's grandmother who built the house. Yeah, that woman had nothing. Yeah, she was old and she was struggling. You could see she's struggling. I could see that even as a kid. But she had to save up some pennies and go to the council to go and pay land rates. You know, and that I noticed it affected me. I looked at that and I was thinking, oh my goodness, these council people, they trouble old people like this.
Yeah.
She
Abuse.
had to go and pay.
Yeah, abuse. Abuse. Because you could tell a lot. How you treat the old tells you a lot about the people. For example, let me show you this. The retirement age. So, this is the retirement age, right? Let me show you. What is Full retirement age. So the full retirement age is 66 years old. If you were born from 1943 to 1954, the full retirement age is 56, right? So now what happened? The retirement age, it keep increasing.
Yes.
Now what's going on? They're doing that on purpose. Exactly.
For the UK.
Right.
67.
Yeah, that kind of figure.
In the UK, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So that was near Apple.
All right. Let me see. Country.
So put like Rwanda.
All right. Look at that. So one goes 6 years, other one goes 7 years. This one only goes to 60. Right? So now what happened? They increased the age so they could work you to death. No regard for old or young. And then the young generation, no responsibility. So now you scared because you don't know who to trust. Because back in the days, what happened? The grandfather will be able to retire earlier because the son will be able to take over. And then the son, which is the father now, will learn and then teach his son, which is now the grandson. So by the time the grandfather and grandmothers, by the time they get to that age, they chilling, they're relaxing.
There's a lot of talk about how young people these days are doing things like learning online businesses.
Yeah.
Like drop shipping and all this and all that.
Mhm.
But they don't want to go and do trades.
Yeah.
And there's a worry
Mhm.
internationally
Yeah.
that there's going to be a shortage of these people. Electricians.
Right, carpenter, people with plumbing, people that know how to fix buildings, resource, electrics.
Because I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
If I can make money without working my hands,
Mhm.
what am I doing that for?
Yeah.
They won't catch me doing that.
Mhm.
So then there's already a shortage and there's a worry.
Yeah. And you know who did that? Esau did that. Because look, who you think makes more? An electrician or NBA player? NBA player. Now, who's more important? Right. Because electrician help fix the lights, electricity and everything. The
system work.
the electrician has the ability to fix the light, fix the TV so you can watch the NBA player.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see? The NBA player is just there to run, jump, entertain. That's it. But he's making millions. Some of the quickest billionaires are sports players, celebrities, musicians. All of that is nothing compared to a teacher. But the teacher's making crumbs. When the teacher's the one that's going to educate the next generation, raise up the children in knowledge, wisdom, understanding. But he's making crumbs. She's making crumbs. You see? So now what happens? Now they're looking for an easy way out because the system don't reward those. Exactly.
Find something else.
Yeah. You see? So it's collapsing. Yeah. So the same thing happened. This what happened in the time of Nehemiah. He was speaking to the nobles because they was oppressing their own people. The same thing. Sell the children, the land, the resource. That's what he said about the Husis and Tutsis. And the Tutsis.
And that description of that story is a bit like what happened with Joseph.
Yeah, with Joseph.
But those were not Israelites.
Right. Right. The Egyptians.
Yeah.
So the Lord is about diversity. He's going to show you a situation in all different type of categories. He show you what happened where the heathen oppress us. He show you what happened when we oppress each other. He show you what happened with the heathen oppressing other heathen. He show you all different categories. Right? Now look what Nehemiah did. Verse 8. And I said unto them, we after our ability have redeemed our brethren the Jews, which was sold unto the heathen. You see? And will ye even sell your brethren? So like you going to sell your own people? Right? Or shall they be sold unto us? Then held they their peace and found nothing to answer. They were ashamed. Now, what was the key in this? The Lord used Nehemiah, who came from where? Who came from the house of the king.
Google Assistant.
Right? We don't need no assistance. Right? Got it there, as you would say. So Nehemiah was a cupbearer.
What
Right?
can you do?
So he had more
Suggested
money and power
25
than the
in
nobles.
list suggestions, 5 items.
Right?
Press select to search.
We don't need nothing. We good. Right? So Nehemiah was of a high status, rich. He was a cupbearer for the king, and also a soldier. That's why he was the best person to come back and help build the temple. And he came with his own soldiers, came with his own money. He didn't take nothing from the people. And he regulated and set up law and order among Israel between the rich and the poor to remind them, listen, we're supposed to come together. You see? He didn't do what the Belgians did. They came in and divide. He came to come back and bring the people back together. So now, what happens? Verse 10. Verse 9. Also I said, it is not good that you do, ought ye not to walk in the fear of our God, because of the reproach of the heathen, our enemies? So now, what is he saying? Nehemiah is telling the Israelites, listen, the wickedness you're doing, even the heathens is looking at you like, this is crazy. And they laughing at you. But guess who else is watching you? Yahweh, the Lord is watching you. How you treat your own people. Right? I likewise, my brethren and my servants, might exact of them money and coin. I pray you, let us leave off the usury. See? Now look what he said. Yeah, it's a law. Yeah. But look what he said. Restore, I pray you, to them, even to this day, their lands, their vineyards, their olive yards, their houses, also the 100th part of their money, and the corn and the wine and the oil, and that ye exact of them. And then say they, we will restore them, and we will require nothing of them. You see? He shamed them. Because Nehemiah was rich too as well. But he didn't oppress the people. So he's telling them, listen, we I did to your own people, I could have done that to you. Sometimes the Lord brings somebody around that same group area to check that same person. Because if you try to check them, who are you? So now, what happened? They gave back everything. They didn't charge interest or nothing. And what happened when he did that? Now it put the rest of the people on equal playing field all together. Then they could all come back together and build together. So this is in the Bible showing this. The same thing. Right? So look.
Should we step in? No. Let the guards figure it out. Let's see where it goes.
You see? That's what America did. That's what the Belgians did. That's what the French did. Yeah, they left. That's what they did. They came in, they caused a problem, set up the situation, you the guard, you the prisoner, and then they left. And this is all being seen in the movie. This is it right here. What happened in Rwanda, the genocide, is shown in this movie, the Stanford Prison Experiment. All in the movie. Yeah. You see? Let them sort it out. Experimental. There you go. It's right there.
Evening, gentlemen. How about we make this one a night to remember? This is all real. They won't let you go. They won't let us leave.
Those are not prisoners. Those are not subjects. Those are boys, and you are harming them.
For real, you're not harming them.
You're not harming them. Yeah. This is all in the movie.
I had no idea it would turn out this way.
Didn't they say that? With the genocide?
Yeah.
The same exact thing. The same exact thing. All right? Now look.
And expulsion of the rest who fled to the neighboring countries like Congo, Uganda.
Now look.
They ended up dividing Rwanda and measured physical features like height, It's a suspicious story, but it's in the Bible anyway. Let's go back to what the Belgians did with this story. They told the Rwandese that part of their community was affected by Hamskars. So they measured physical features like height and nose size to identify.
That's what they do as well with the prison. The prisoners come in, they measure the height. That's why they have them. They take the pictures and everything, turn this way, all of this stuff. Height, 6'2". They got on your ID card, your weight, skin color, everything. Your eye color, everything. That's the Willie Lynch. Right there. Same thing they did with them.
Those who had suffered from the curse. And they did all this while handing out ID cards.
See, ID card now. Green card or whatever. Passport, whatever. That's all showing permission to do this and do that.
And this is increasingly coming on the streets.
Yeah.
Okay, where, you know, if they feel the need, they'll ask you for to identify yourself.
Yeah.
Especially young black people.
Mm-hmm.
Those with favorable quality. And what happened is they ended up dividing Rwanda along ethnic lines. As the Tutsis, who were the minority, were favored over the Hutus, who were the majority. This racism was carried along all aspects of life, social, political, and economic. Of course,
that's how they felt in the prison. Dividing social, political, and economic. One is the officer, police officer. He come with what? The judges. He come with the lawyers. He come with the law. He come with the status. They got the blue wall of silence. They kill one of us and this and that. They keep to each other. They have laws and regulations in the system for them. And then you have the prisoners. They're the workers. That's all they know. Just work. They're not bosses or nothing. They're slaves. They have no rights. That's why they say you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. This is a person that know the law and using that law to abuse your rights.
Time, this created ethnic tension that led to the killing of over 20,000.
See? It created ethnic tension. Tension increasing. To where now, you so long, 20 years, you've been oppressed. 20 years by the same people look like you. Because this guy set them up, now they think they're better than you. And then now, what happens? The experiment flip. It flips. You go from thinking you was a soldier for 20 years, the warden for 20 years, you get used to it. And then now one day, God switches it. And all the things you did is now coming back to you now.
And that's what will happen.
Yeah.
Scripturally.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
And expulsion of the rest who fled to the neighboring countries like Congo, Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya in an exercise that was referred to as ethnic cleansing. And it happened in 1959. This is very important because the Belgians made the Hutus believe the Tutsis came from Ethiopia. Their bodies were thrown into the rivers to sail back to Ethiopia.
See? It's the part right here.
And it happened in 1959. This is very important because the Belgians made the Hutus believe
the Belgians made the Hutus believe that way.
Tutsis came from Ethiopia. Their bodies were thrown into the rivers to sail back to Ethiopia. Anyway.
Look at that. Deception. Trickery, lies.
Now, 50 years later, when the Tutsis who had been expelled returned back to Rwanda, another now bigger civil war broke out after the assassination of the president at the time, Habyarimana, who was a Hutu, after his plane was shot down. And it led to the killing of over 800,000 Rwandese in between April and June of 1994. All these were the seeds of ethnic racism that were...
And that's Leopold.
Yes.
Right? Now.
Is it?
Boy. Huh?
It does look like Leopold.
Let me see.
So they've had 2 genocides.
Yeah.
Not 3. 3? Yeah, it wasn't Leopold, it was Chris Time, something like that. Leopold was from Congo.
So you see? All this happening, how they tie all this with genocide, right? Like I said, the German, the Belgian, and the French. They're all Edomites. So they follow the same blueprint. Each one commit genocide. the thing with history and video and footage is they might show one or two. They don't show everything.
And some of the horrible scenes they won't show.
Yeah. So look, this the guy. The other guy, this is another guy, but this one right here is Leopold. This the picture right here, right? Look at this one right here. Yeah. You see, this the picture that he's showing.
Granted by the Belgians, which is something that Professor Katongole Emmanuel wrote about quite deeply in his book, Mirror to the Church, Resurrecting Faith After Genocide in Rwanda. What we learn from this as Africans, on top of what these Belgians did in Rwanda, that we just looked at, the Belgians committed the worst crimes in Congo.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
You see? What they did in Rwanda, they did even worse in Congo.
Cut off people's hands, they killed women, they raped them, and destroyed the whole society. Forgetting that when we ruled Europe between 7 and 11, that's not how we treated them.
Oh, okay. Now, you see? You see what happened?
Yeah.
You see what's happening? God is bringing everything back to light.
It's coming out.
Everything is coming out.
In 7-Eleven, we thought we ruled you and we did not.
Yeah, we never did you like this. We never treated you like this. Yeah. That's why I gave Isaiah 11:11. And remember, he said about the people through the water back to Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Why did Esau say that?
Yeah.
Because Esau knows there's going to be Hebrews scattered all over. He knows that. So, yeah. So look what's important. This is a guy from Africa telling the history of what's going on, what really happened. What was the backstory to Hotel Rwanda? With the Tutsis 50 years ago. And then now comes in with the president, with the Hutus back and forth. And then with the Belgians, what they have done, the caste system they set up, the divide and conquering. And then, who would have thought, towards the end, he bring history when we was in Europe ruling. We never did y'all like this. And he got the images too.
Yes. Nothing speaks like a picture.
Yeah. You see?
In Rwanda. What we learned from this as Africans, on top of what these Belgians did in Rwanda, that we just looked at, the Belgians committed the worst crimes in Congo. They cut off people's hands, they killed women, they raped them, and destroyed the whole society.
See? So now, check this. Look at this. This is John chapter 10.
And they still have an embassy.
And they still got an embassy here. Right? So this is John chapter 10 in verse 10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Christ said, I have come that they might have life, and that they might have it life even more abundantly. Yeah. So now, this is showing Esau. This is how they operate worldwide. So much history. You do research, you think this is the worst. Why they don't never talk about this, the Congo genocide? But they talk about Auschwitz.
They're finding excuses.
Yeah.
Excuses. What they're saying it wasn't King Leopold himself.
Right.
It's like people who worked for him.
That worked for him.
Yeah.
Right.
But they were still instructed by him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If these people don't prepare enough rubber, sort them out, chop off their hands.
So now look at that. Why they don't talk about that? Now I'm from America, USA. When they talk about genocide, they always talk about Christopher Columbus. But a lot of people don't talk about Leopold.
Because it's a stain on their image.
Yeah. So what is said about him? Leopold established Belgium as a colonial power where? In Africa.
He actually declared that he owned it.
Yeah. It's his, right. Right. That's why and look at this. Look at this. It's right here. Yeah, arrogance and pride. All right, look what it says. Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. That's them making laws. Right? Verse 2. They covet fields, the lands, and they take them by violence. And houses, and they take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. See? Nothing new under the sun. Man. Nothing new under the sun. And look, like I said, divide the fields, the lands, everything. So look. Oh yeah, this guy right here. You're not gonna run. He is best known for his widespread atrocities that were carried out under his rule, as a result of which is as many as 10 million people died. In the Congo.
Because they were saying free state.
Right.
They were saying that when Leopold came to the Congo, there was 20 million people in the country. When he left, there was
10 million. Right.
They actually did that also in France.
In France too, right?
Yeah, they did chop on hands in France too.
Yeah. That's why I said in Revelation chapter 6, he's like that pale horse. Esau like that pale horse, like death. Wherever he goes, there's death. He brings death. It's not just in one place, it's everywhere.
Pale man.
Yeah, pale man. Pale man.
Yeah. When the pale man shows up. Yes.
Yeah, the tribe of Gad, millions.
At this Olympics, they displayed the pale horse.
Yeah, the same thing. I seen that. Yeah.
So they're warning us in advance that they're coming. Yeah. I mean, this cow was saying it just the other day. Oh, good job, we've got the vaccines ready.
Oh yeah, Cali. The woman from California.
Well, that's pale horse job.
Yeah. Let's see, where's this?
That stuff. Now it's a shame that people have got distrust. Yeah, but it's been hundreds of years. People will learn what harms them. When they see you.
Let me see, where's the other one? I think it's in second interest. There's one in yeah, it's in second address. I think it's 11. It's gonna show you this guy, this devil oppressed everybody. It says he destroyed the whole earth. Yeah. Right? Yeah, here we go.
It's also in Maccabees.
In Maccabees, all right?
Yeah, when they were ruling.
Oh, First Maccabees 1 and verse 7. Yes. Evil was multiplied. Yeah. Let me see this one right here. So look at this one right here. So this is second Esdras chapter 11 and verse 40. And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that would pass, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. So he said he oppressed the whole earth, all the continents, right? And of so long time dwell he upon the earth with deceit, deception. He tell them these people, one group is of Ethiopian. So when you kill them, you put their body in the water, it'll go back to Ethiopia. For the earth, thou hast not judged with truth. He didn't judge this place with truth. Right? For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, thou destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, those that work for you, those that mine the gold and the silver. After you get the money and the minerals and the resources, then you destroy them. And has cast down the walls of such as has did no harm to thee. Look, see? Those that even harm you. Native Americans, Seminole Indians, people in UK.
People who took care of you.
Who took care of you. You see? Destroy the whole earth. This the guy. That's why they chased him out of the earth. All right? And all these movies that they have, this guy right here is already telling them. He said, when we was in power, we didn't do you like how you did us. All right? Now. Right. Now, there's another movie. And this is part of the lesson is just showing you what happened with Hotel Rwanda with movies. With just movies. Who made these movies? Esau made the movies.
Yeah.
To glow, to brag.
Yeah.
So what you can do, take the movies and tie them together to expose what he's doing the whole time. Look at this. Very famous movie right here. All right. Yeah.
It came from the heart of It came from the heart of the earth. The stone is so rare, men will do anything to possess it.
And where you said the what was it, the diamond or something they found that had like 24,000 carat diamond or something? What was it?
In Botswana, they found a diamond that got 271,000 carats. Yeah, 200. Remember
Yeah. Here we go. Look at this.
The Swanas will be going there.
Immediately, right. Look at this.
How would you react if one of the world's largest diamonds was dropped into your hands? The reaction of the president of Botswana was pretty tame for someone who had just been handed a 2,492 carat diamond. This spectacular stone is now the second largest rough diamond found, behind the 3,106 carat Cullinan diamond found in South Africa over 100 years ago.
Exactly. Who's handing it in their hand? Right. Right. You see? Right.
That is why we're so proud of this, because the technology that we use, or the risk we've taken on this technology, has allowed us to extract this stone intact.
Botswana.
So what's happening? You taking minerals and resources from a country that don't belong to you, and you taking credit for that, and then you're going to take it and sell it into the market. You're making money off of other nations' resources when they can use that same resource to power their nation and help increase and benefit their nation.
But then Deuteronomy 28:33 says, the stranger.
Yeah, shall rise up above thee. Right.
The fruit of your land.
Yeah. So now this is 2024. This movie right here, 2006, is called what? Blood Diamond. The video showed a diamond that size, and this movie is called Blood Diamond. Now look what happened in this movie.
And all who touch it are left with blood on their hands.
See?
So rare, men will do anything to possess it. Men will. The stone.
Look how small that one is.
Yeah, and it's still.
And they still.
Still a thing.
Yeah. Look how small that stone is. And they said, oh, who touch it, blood is in their hands. What you think about to happen with the stone that big? What they about to do?
And he's like a puppet going, what?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
You're the boss.
you're the boss.
You're the
You have
boss.
this woman outside handing you this thing. What does that tell you? You're not in control of nothing.
Yeah, and you don't know your country.
Exactly.
You don't know the gold that's sitting under your land that God gave you.
So rare, men will do anything to possess it. And all who touch it are left with blood on their hands.
And that is my ticket out of this God-forsaken continent.
Slowly,
journalist. Turns out we're here to make a difference, huh?
And you're here to make a buck?
Now in America it's bling bling, but out here it's bang.
Alright, so now, all these movies, they tie together, right? This movie right here, Glory and The Last Samurai. The Last Samurai was about an Edomite that played the role of the Last Samurai in Glory. You see?
So what's his name?
Tom Cruise. So he played the Last Samurai, an Edomite in a Japanese nation, playing as a samurai. But later on, 2023 and 2024, history confirms and they find out that the first samurai was actually black. Yasuke. And they had a quote, a proverb from Japan. They said, in order to be a samurai, to have bravery, you must have a little black in your blood. But now they call him the Last Samurai.
But then now there's a problem with the Black Samurai movie.
Yeah.
Because they're saying, why are you making it a samurai?
Why are you making it black? Yeah. They even got the game, Assassin's Creed. They got a black character this time. And everybody's complaining, having an uproar, not knowing the assassins, the original assassins were black. Because from assassin...
Something's happening.
Yeah. The original assassins were black. Because you see how the Japanese, they have the assassins, the ninjas and all this stuff? Those were black. The Sakari is black. The Sakari were assassins. Those were the original assassins. The Sakari in the Bible, those were the original assassins. They were black.
Wow.
And then they make a whole game out of it. Assassin's Creed. I played most of them. The one in Egypt, the one in America, the Pirate, which is one of the best, you know. Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, all talking about history of us and what they have taken from us. Yeah.
They just monetized it and put white faces.
Yeah. Yeah. So they capitalize in everything. They steal everything.
But the fact that there's an emergence of black lead roles.
Yeah.
Across the world.
Across the world.
Something is happening.
Yeah. Psalms 85 and 11. The Lord said, truth shall spring forth throughout the earth. Truth is coming back throughout the earth. All right? Now look at this.
Where did you bury it? He's not still alive because you haven't told anyone where it is. What if I helped you find your family? That makes us partners.
See? And people think that's not happening right now. Child trafficking, taking the children, kidnapping them, using their organs, and then plus in a continent that people ain't really paying attention to. That's why they put in the videos the little kids with the flies and all of this stuff and this and that. Why? To block you from understanding what's going on. So that now you have no care. Because they put labels. Like in that movie, Hotel Rwanda, they called them what? Cockroaches. Get rid of the cockroaches. They're not cockroaches. They're your people.
They do that all the time.
Yeah.
They'll find a name that they slap on you.
Yeah.
So now you're not a person.
Right.
You know?
You're dehumanized.
Yeah.
Now you're just an animal, a thing, a creature. So now it can justify when they come to kill him. And still.
What if I helped you find your family? That makes us partners.
See? Why he want to be a partner with him? Because the money. He want the money. He want the gold.
Because he knows he needs him to get what he
Right.
wants.
He's the connection.
Yeah.
That's how Esau thinks when he comes anywhere.
Yeah.
How can I find a way to get to the money? So I'll do whatever I can. I'll promise whatever I can, contract, so they can trust me, like in Sirach 12. Once I get what I need, remember y'all told me about the guy? The guy learned everything, cool with everybody, family, laughing, joking. Once he learned what the economy, how it works, the system, the neighborhoods, the houses, he built his house. After that, no more. Get away.
Yeah.
Get away.
Get lost.
Get lost.
He did, but they did God that way as well.
Yeah.
God showed them how to preserve food, how to make those beef jerky and all that.
Yeah.
And afterwards they just started killing.
Yeah. He just said it. He just said it. I'm using him and you are using me. This is how it works.
Man, this is how it works. Get him serious.
There you go.
Wow.
I don't care what's down there. Kill them all. This is all in movies. Hotel Rwanda was just one of the few. This is all in movies. They show it all the time.
Basically, I'm here to get what I'm here to
Yeah,
get.
that's it. I don't care what role I gotta play, how nice I gotta be to you, right? What I gotta say to you, what contract I gotta promise you to make. Once I get what I want and learn the system and master it, re-engineer it, I'm gonna lock you out of it now.
Doesn't it say that he makes covenants and he breaks them?
Yeah, Psalms 55. Smoother than butter, but war's in his heart.
I'm going to fight you. If it takes my life.
Blood diamond. So that ties in right there. Blood diamond, right? Steal, kill, destroy. Divide, conquer. Botswana.
I mean, look at that line where the whole world is destroying.
Yeah.
Scraping everything out there.
Yeah.
That's right. And a lot of the time, they don't bury it back.
No, they leave all the toxins and everything.
They just leave it all
like that.
My hometown in Zambia,
Mm.
it's the second most toxic city on earth.
Mm.
Because the British left piles and piles of lead waste. And there's lead poisoning. All the kids have got like 12,000 times the recommended amount in theirs.
And they're the first one to talk about all this global warming and let's take care of that.
They don't care. It's just talk.
So now, it's like a rabbit hole. You look for one, you've been lied to, now you see what's going on. Now, you backtrack. Go back to all the people that they told you were the criminals, terrorists.
Yeah.
Now you backtrack and you do research on what really happened. Look at Gaddafi.
Gaddafi was not a criminal.
He was not a criminal.
Gaddafi was about his people.
Right.
And these people don't like anyone who's looking after their people.
Exactly.
That's why they don't like
And when you're dead, they'll tempt you with anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what he did with King James.
I was just going to say.
Yeah. That's what he did with King James.
Yeah.
They say he was a homosexual when King James have letters, like Basilica Duran gave to his son, talk about to make sure you become a man. Don't be effeminate. Make sure you show yourself as an example as a man of God. All right? Now, look at this.
Oil extraction activities, there are many interesting facts that you will want to know about this North African country. Libya is the 4th largest country in Africa and the 16th largest in the world by land. From prehistoric rock art to present oil extraction from 1977 till 2011 when he was assassinated. As a highly tactical and divisive figure, Muammar Gaddafi dominated Libya's politics for over 4 decades and developed the country significantly in many different ways. Gaddafi was condemned by many as a dictator, whose authoritarian administration significantly violated human rights and financed global terrorism in Libya and abroad. Despite the infamous notoriety surrounding his name, Gaddafi made great contributions to Libya's development, and he is mourned by many across sub-Saharan Africa. During his reign, Libya was one of the fastest growing economies of Africa, and was often referred to as the Middle East of Africa.
Now look what's going on. They didn't say that before. They didn't say that.
They were just saying about how he's a terrorist.
He's a terrorist and a dictator. That's it. They never said Libya was growing this fast, because they take their resources and they put it together to increase their population, their country, and to benefit them. They wasn't telling us that.
You know, that man built a house for every person in Libya.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm not going to build a house for my parents.
Until everybody, right. So what does that fix? Homelessness.
Yeah.
No homelessness.
Yeah. In fact, he pointed it out. Somebody said something and he says, well, if you come to Libya, you won't find anyone sleeping under a bridge. You know, try that in the USA.
Right.
You find some people there.
Yeah. The same place, in the US, where veteran soldiers is homeless. Soldiers that fought for the country, put their life on the line for the country, destroyed. Arms gone, foot is gone, eye is gone. Half of their body is gone, is homeless. When they should be set up having a home, never have to worry about working again ever. They homeless. And now they put a law in America that anybody that's still on the streets, they see you in the streets, they locking you up. If they see you in the streets homeless, the police will come and lock you up. Yeah, concentration camps, FEMA camps. Yeah.
It is difficult to talk about Gaddafi's achievements in Libya in just in one aspect. He actually did a lot for his people before his death in 2011, and we have gathered several of his achievements in all sectors of the economy in today's video. Just watch this video carefully and find out for yourself the most striking deeds of this renowned Libyan leader. Before we do that, please hit the like button if you are. But then, in 1956, everything suddenly changed in Libya with the very first discovery of oil in the country.
See?
This was a great
discover oil
potential that was hidden
now
in the
people
country
want to
for centuries. The population of Libya began to skyrocket, and problems related to development started increasing as well. Have you ever heard about the golden dinar, a dream currency for Africa that was envisaged by Muammar Gaddafi? It was going to be his greatest achievement in Libya, Africa, and the world at large. However, the project was crushed by Western powers and was not realized at the end.
Hey, don't forget this same president. This is the one for France.
Yes.
Yeah, Macron. This is the same one that have a problem with Ibrahim Traoré in Burkina Faso. Right? So look what's funny. What Gaddafi couldn't do, guess who the Lord used to do it now? Someone else. And this guy Macron is mad. Furious, right?
Between the 1950s and 60s, Libya was among the poorest countries in the world. But when Gaddafi came to power in 1969, he made Libya the richest African country with over $150 billion in its foreign reserves, with no budget deficit.
You see, with no budget deficit.
Basically, we're not broke.
We're not broke.
As a country.
Right. We don't owe nobody no money, no debts, no nothing. Scot-free. Went from the poorest to the richest. Look at Rwanda. Look what the same thing happened in Rwanda.
And they don't like places.
They don't like that. Right.
Libya had the strongest, most valuable currency in Africa. The Libyan dinar was also one of the strongest currencies in the world.
Look at that. In the
Gaddafi
world.
proposed the idea behind the Libyan currency to the AU and wanted African countries to work to create an African currency backed by gold in order to strengthen the continent's economy and alleviate poverty and deterioration.
So the reason why he wanted the people to come together was to alleviate poverty. The same thing.
What's bad about that?
Right. The same thing he did for his country, he wanted to do for the whole continent.
Why should that only be here?
Mhm.
People be happy.
Right.
Even in the neighboring country, in fact, the whole country.
Right. Everybody happy.
This man is a destroyer of worlds. He destroys. He doesn't like to see happiness.
Right.
He likes to see death and destruction.
So now, this also show and expose what a real government and a president, how he really looks when he do his job, and one that's just there just to steal and kill.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's I think it's in the Apocrypha where it says the Romans or the Greeks whatever it was, they will make friendship with who agrees with them.
Yeah.
And
In Maccabees.
if anyone doesn't agree with them, they will remove them.
They removed them, yeah.
And they still do that
To this day.
Yeah.
Same thing with Alexander. At the
Yeah.
time of Alexander.
Yes.
The kings and the rulers and everything, those people were scared to go against him.
Yeah.
All right?
During Gaddafi's reign, all education to university level was paid by the government. People
Look, you see? You didn't have to pay no student loans,
Yeah.
no college debts or nothing. They said Barack Obama still got to pay student loans. And he was a president of the United States.
who were not able to access their desired courses in Libya were funded to pursue them abroad by the government. This helped increase the literacy rate in Libya from 25% to about 90%. Public education in the country became free and primary education compulsory for both sexes. No system is perfect, but most are imperfect and expensive. Gaddafi made sure his system was subsidized, and even Mercer attested to the fact. According to the UN Development Program, in 2010, Libya occupied the 5th position in the Arab world for human development, especially in terms of intellectual growth. Additionally, electricity in Libya was free for everyone.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Electricity is free?
Wow.
They didn't say that, did they?
Mm-hmm. Never.
Just say, no, this dictator.
Right. Destroyer.
Terrorist.
Right.
He needs to be killed and
Right.
removed. Why? Because he was making them look bad, and he wouldn't let them lay their hands on his oil.
God.
Gaddafi also started a great irrigation system in the world that was meant to make water available to every home in Libya. The great man-made river...
So, free education, free electricity, free water.
Yeah. If you want to do a course and it's not available in the country, we're sending you abroad.
Right.
For free.
For free.
Wow.
Oh my God. The Lord gonna kill these people, man. Wow. That's why they say he's the destroyer of the whole earth.
And by the way, you've got no water, we're going to make a river.
We'll make a river for you. You have your own resource. You don't got to worry about fighting against each other. Nobody homeless.
Yeah.
Free home.
Yeah.
Project that was initiated in Libya at the time of Muammar Gaddafi is a memorable one in the country. The foundation stone for this project was laid in Sarajevo on August 28, 1984. This project utilizes a pipeline system that pumps water from the Nubian sandstone aquifer system down from South Libya to the cities in the north, including Tripoli and Benghazi. The water covers a distance of up to 1,600 kilometers and provides 70% of all fresh water used in Libya. It is important to note that Libya, being a desert county, has always faced long-standing water shortages. The water project funded by Gaddafi himself was nicknamed the 8th wonder of the world.
Look at that.
He
paid for it out of his own pocket.
But they can't have that. I'm not telling they can have that.
They can't have that. Didn't Nehemiah do the same thing?
Yeah.
Bring restoration back to the people? It said in the scriptures, Nehemiah, he didn't ask the people for nothing. He paid for the food, everything. Used the money he got. That's the same thing.
That's when you know really these people are the devil.
Or the devil, right.
Because they just like death and destruction.
Yeah. Anywhere there's signs of
Shalom,
things going well,
family.
children growing up healthy. You remember what they did with the Black Panther program?
Yeah, the same thing.
Same thing.
The same thing.
Yeah.
The Black Panther program with Fred Hampton.
Yeah.
The kindergartens, the children, the food, everything that they needed. They had military. They had people protecting them, help, homework, everything. Teaching them skills, trade, how to do this, that, all of this stuff. And it was funded with their own money.
Yeah. And they said, no.
Yeah.
We can't have little niggers.
Yeah, we can't have that. Yeah. You see? Whenever we trying to grow, worldwide, wherever, not just us, anybody. This devil coming. This devil coming. Free water, electricity, houses, education. and the president is paying for all of this, and you get your own money, whatever you already got going on.
Yeah.
So you living like him. You living like a king like him. Everybody is enjoying it.
Yeah. Now, just imagine what kind of country that would actually to be peaceful.
Yeah, in less than 20 years.
No one will be looking at someone else and going, oh,
Right.
you know,
I want some of this, I want some of that. Right.
I
No.
want that. No.
No.
You've got the same thing.
Yeah. And then they're knowledgeable, the students, the young coming in, smart. New technology, new inventions, new ideas.
You don't have stress.
No stress.
You
You're
learn that
comfortable.
stuff.
Yeah.
If any Libyan citizens had interest in starting a farming business, the government could assist them with seeds, land, and even livestock at no cost.
We never heard this before, huh?
No.
Never. You see?
I want to plant some tomatoes, no problem.
Right.
Send you 2 tons of seeds.
Car. Because they understand what? It's for the benefit of everybody. Everybody. This is Muammar Gaddafi. In America, they label him as a dictator, terrorist, tyrant. UK probably too as well.
Oh, they did.
Oh, yeah.
They did, right?
Hand
Yeah.
in hand,
Yeah.
work hand in hand.
America and Britain are like this.
Yeah. You see?
Another aspect that was very peculiar during Gaddafi's rule in Libya was that shelter was considered a natural human right for every Libyan citizen. Homes in Libya were owned by individuals and families, and were not supposed to be rented according to laws put in place.
Look at that.
You were renting. You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
And that's an
It's
oppressive.
illegal to
Right.
rent.
Exactly, and that is a man that's oppressing his people.
That's oppressing his people.
And they went there to give them freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Isn't that what is Libya today? It's in a shambles.
I'm telling y'all, man. This is...
Place. It was part of Gaddafi's aim to combat homelessness in the country. The Green Book that was first published in 1975 was Gaddafi's Bible of political philosophy. He vowed that he would not secure a house for his own parents until every citizen had one. There are many other things Gaddafi achieved in Libya at the time he was president that we might not fully exhaust in this video. But you should take note that amongst these great achievements, Gaddafi ensured bursary to mothers who gave birth to newborn babies. Each of them received $5,000.
Look at that.
So now he's done such a wonderful job with his country. Now he's dead. They're actually now tainting him. Did you see those videos that were going, oh, you know, he was a sex addict?
Yeah.
Virgins. That's just tainting
That's just tainting.
now.
It's King James all over.
Yeah, justify the reason why they destroyed it. Yeah. The same thing. And I was researching and watching this before I even came into truth. So I was watching a lot of videos on knowledge and I'm listening. First time I seen this video, I said, what? Free, there's free. Who, him? The same guy for 2 or 3 years, they was telling he's a murderer, killer. I seen the video when they assassinated him, tortured him. And they saying this guy,
Yeah, they did.
when I seen that video of what he was really doing for his people, my mind, everything like shook. Opened my eyes a bit more. Because I'm like, wow. Y'all tell us this one thing and we do our research and it's something totally different.
Well, they got their mouthpieces in it.
Yeah, the media. Look what it says. Each person that have a child, they get $5,000 up front. And they don't even need money. They're already, no stress, no nothing.
They don't have rent to pay.
They don't have no rent to pay.
They don't have electricity.
They don't have to worry about water, electricity, food,
The kids
cattle.
will go to school for free.
For free,
They don't have
education.
to worry about school fees.
Right.
And lunches. And
$1,000 their upkeep. Petrol prices in Libya were the lowest in the world at that time. A liter of the fluid costed just about $0.
So it was the highest level of dollar in Africa. Petrol prices was the lowest. Petroleum. Everything cheap. And it's already free.
$4.14. In adherence adherence to the Sharia law in Islam, there were no interests charged on loans, and prices of basic commodities in Libya were extremely low.
You see, no interest charged on loans. That's his, they said the Sharia law from the Quran, the the book, right? But where do they get it from? The Bible.
Oh, yeah.
No usury, no interest. You see, yeah. So, and then he said what? He had his own like Bible of what? Information, understanding, right? Yeah. So they getting it all from the Bible.
To ensure that
now, this what happens if a nation actually keeps God's law.
Yeah.
God will still bless them.
That's it.
You see, that's why the Lord blessed Cyrus, because he kept the laws of God, but also did what? Respect the children of Israel.
Yes.
That's why the Lord blessed them. He gave Israel back their money, resources, able to go back and build their land, their temple.
Yeah, he obeyed the Most High.
He obeyed the Most High. You see? So look, a heathen nation, Gaddafi and them, and look how the country is running. That's why the Lord is mad with Esau.
He made a pipe of water, which is the 8th wonder
of the world.
And he paid for it.
And he
from
paid for it
his
with his own
pocket.
money.
He didn't use government money.
Right. He didn't tax nobody.
No.
So this is the example. This is the example of a person when you keeping God's law.
Yeah.
You're not even an Israelite.
Yeah.
When you keeping God's law, God will bless you.
But the heathen nations will come after you.
Yeah. But they'll come after
Because
you.
they like to see people suffering.
Yeah. Look, it's
no one
going
lacked anything or went to bed hungry. When anyone wanted to buy a car, the government subsidized its price up to 50%. Great, isn't it?
I want a Tesla. Well, we'll pay half.
We'll pay more than half. And you're already making money.
Yeah.
Free education, water,
Yeah.
electricity, bill, free house, everything.
Tesla, we'll pay half.
Yeah, we'll pay half.
All right, son, go get it.
Right.
Bring the receipt here on Monday.
Graduates received an unemployment fee
Yeah. Very wicked. Look.
from the government for use until they could find a job.
Look.
Wanted to buy a car, the government subsidized its price up to 50%. Great, isn't it? Graduates received an unemployment fee from the government for use until they could find a job. We would like to reiterate again that since Gaddafi took to power till now, oil has been the main resource in the hands of the Libyan Arab nation. The triumph of the 1969 revolution marked a paradigm shift, moving the new government to use its oil income to boost redistributive measures among the population, generating a new model of economic and social development for the country. Some analysts have reported that amongst the numerous strategies for economic sovereignty which drove Gaddafi's policies were the nationalization of various Western oil companies such as British Petroleum and the creation of the National Oil Corporation, which characterized the configuration of a more socialist model. Within the Libyan state, Gaddafi dealt with two central dilemmas, which were fully a characteristic of the country. The first was the difficulty to exercise control over all the tribes of Libya, and secondly, the fragmentation of the country into diverse, opposite tribal and regional groups. Gaddafi had the ability to hold together these tribes with little connection to each other. It is estimated that there are about 140 tribes in Libya with different traditions and origins. Internationally, Gaddafi worked to strengthen ties with neighboring countries such as Egypt, Morocco, Syria, Tunisia, Chad, and many others, as well as maintaining close bonds with France and Russia. Pan-Arabism cannot be excluded from the list of Gaddafi's achievements in Libya and the world. He confronted Western nations such as the U.S. and reached closer ties with other Arab countries to carry out common practices of rejecting Washington's policies on the Middle East and Africa, though with limited power. Gaddafi also connected Libya to Latin American countries such as Venezuela and Cuba, which made him accumulate an extensive network of contacts. This, however, created an uncomfortable influence for Europe and the United States.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Angry.
Yeah.
Just angry.
By the time of Gaddafi's assassination, Libya had the highest GDP per capita and life expectancy in Africa. Fewer people lived below the poverty line than in the Netherlands. Many of Gaddafi's supporters continue to laud his administration for the creation of an almost classless society through domestic freedom. A regime that combated homelessness, ensuring access to food and safe drinking water, and a dramatic improvement in education. They also applaud his moves in medical care, praising the universal free health assistance provided under Gaddafi's administration, with diseases like cholera and typhoid being contained and life expectancy
medical and everything.
Raised. The name of Libya was changed several times during Gaddafi's tenure as leader. From 1969 to 1977, the name was the Libyan Arab Republic. In 1977, the name was changed to the Socialist People's Libyan Arab Jamahiriya, and in 1986, it was changed to the Great Socialist People's Libyan Arab Jamahiriya after the U.S. bombing that year. The name Jamahiriya was given by Gaddafi himself, meaning the state of masses. Throughout his long rule of over 42 years, Gaddafi defended his position against oppositions and coup attempts that emerged from both the military and the general population. He reacted to these threats on one hand by maintaining a careful balance of power between the forces in the country and by brutal suppression.
Yeah. Ain't that what the guy said?
Yeah.
He looked at the woman from California.
Yes.
Long talk with her and everything, and he asked her a specific question, and then she think everything is all good. After she leave, he said, "Yeah, get out of here. You typical spy." He said, "Yeah, you know you're a spy."
On the other, Libya under Gaddafi was not entirely hellish, as the world has been made to believe. Throughout Gaddafi's tenure in Libya, ambitious social programs were launched in areas of education, health, housing, public works, amongst others, as you have just watched in this video. These policies led to a substantial improvement in the living conditions of Libyans, from being one of the poorest countries in Africa in 1969 to being the continent's leader in Human Development Index in 2011. After watching this video, what comparisons can you make for Libya at the time of Muammar Gaddafi and present-day Libya under Mohammed Yunus?
Now, yeah, they got him now. So what's important about this as well too, one of the presidents during the meeting that he had with all the African presidents coming together, one of the presidents, Gaddafi was warning him, listen, if we don't come together, America's going to come, and they're not just going to come and try to destroy my people, the land in Libya, they're going to come and get everyone here. I forget which one of the president it was. The man was laughing. The president was laughing. Like, this guy, he crazy, this and that. That same president, I forget which country it was. 3 years later, they committed war in his land, wiped out everything. And now you got a picture of him crying. Yeah, you had a picture of him crying. They wiped out everything.
Means he was not a good leader, because you're supposed to have that vision to know
ahead of time what's going
even
on.
if you don't know yourself, a fellow leader is telling you this is going to happen. That the least you could do is to go and talk to him and say, you know something.
Right.
I kind of get what you're saying, but can you elaborate a bit more so you can understand?
Right. Intricate details.
Yeah. So now you can understand and go, oh, I get it. Instead of just laughing like a fool.
Yeah.
Now he's crying.
Yeah, he where is he at? So now, because I'm about to close out, another thing he did that they're not going to talk about is right here. Look at this.
Another place where they didn't want development happen is
At
China.
all. In China.
The Libyan leader, Colonel Gaddafi, has offered to provide weapons for a black army in the United States to create a separate state.
Look at that.
Because he could see what
He could see what was going on. Remember I told you about with Clinton? When a Chinese president was telling him, how dare you speak about us? When y'all treating the people, black people over there as animals? And then Clinton said, mind your business, those are slaves.
live satellite broadcast to a black Muslim convention in Chicago, he said white America refused to accept blacks as U.S. citizens. It must therefore be destroyed. This report from Brian Barron.
It was the black Muslims' annual Saviors Day.
So that's Farrakhan.
Louis Farrakhan, their leader, who advocates a separate black nation within the United States, got an offer of help from Colonel Gaddafi. The Libyan strongman spoke to them on a television satellite.
We who are oppressed love those who fight against oppression and the oppressors. Brothers and sisters, it is with great honor and privilege that I present to you the leader of the Al-Fatah revolution from Libya, our brother Muammar al-Gaddafi.
Gaddafi spoke for about 40 minutes to the audience of 4,000. He charged that white people are trying to destroy blacks, and he called on black people here to take up arms and form their own nation.
To express my full support and support of my country to your struggle for freedom, for emancipation.
That's one of the reasons why they killed him.
That's one of the reasons too. Why they don't talk about this?
Because it would be too sensitive.
Yeah. Now, how he was going to give the support? This is around the 60s, I think, or 70s, right? Look what he was going to send. Nation of Islam tries to accept gift of $1 billion from Libya. So he's not just talking it. He had everything ready to send $1 billion.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
For 7 months, a handful of African Americans centered around the Reverend
Yeah, Louis Farrakhan.
have quietly been making plans for the day when Libya's leader, Gaddafi, would carry out his pledge to give $1 billion to Mr. Farrakhan.
You see?
To help America's black people.
You see? Just them. Not the white, not anybody else. Just them. Now, guess who he got to go through to get that money? Late last week, the Nation of Islam formally applied to the U.S. Treasury Department for permission to accept such donation. You think America gonna let that happen?
I'm sure when you get a little bit down,
Right.
they refuse.
They refuse. Right.
You know, bringing $1 billion here for the
Yeah.
news. You know.
And that's during that time.
And it's not like they're asking for money from the treasury.
Right.
It's money coming from outside.
That's coming in from the outside.
Black people having that.
Any help? Yeah. That's one of the big reasons they killed him.
Yeah.
He didn't just help his people, he helped everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. He helped with Fidel Castro. Fidel Castro, they was going to send medics and everything to help the people and all of that. Money and everything. Nurses, doctors and everything to help black people.
But you know something? This was going on. But there was a narrative that was going around that, look, there's nobody from Africa who cares about people.
Right. Nobody trying to help. Right. Exactly.
That's
That
not
too as
true.
well. That too as well.
That means Esau was spreading his poison.
Trickery and poison. Yeah. That's what helped with the disconnect.
Yeah.
You see?
And if you notice that the disconnect is dissolving little by little.
Little by little. Yeah. That's what he hates.
Gosh.
So that's why taking trips, going from this place, that place, all that is very important.
Yeah.
You might think it's something small, but no, it's people watching, people listening, people seeing this and that.
Yes.
People doing their research. They going back and going backtracking. Hold on, this guy right here?
Yeah.
I remember they showed a video of him and he was a murderer, tyrant. Wait, he was doing... Anybody watch that video, you get mad.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah, because you formed an opinion based on a lie.
Right. Based on a lie.
And you believed that, and you know, you're supporting the government with your whole heart based on a lie.
Based on a lie. Free water, electricity, education, family, cars, 50% off, plants, foods, everything, education, all things.
Cheap gas.
Yeah, cheap gas, medical, free houses. What more you can ask for?
You want to study?
You want to
Go
study
abroad?
and get better, right?
A car?
Mm-hmm.
He said, just tell me what you want.
Right, whatever you want. And you don't even need it because you already have enough money. Yeah, you don't need it. That's how a president or government is supposed to rule.
No, they don't want that.
They don't want that.
Even within the USA or Britain,
Mm-hmm.
their own workers are slaves.
Yeah.
You work in Britain, you work in America, you work in Europe. You are not working. You are a slave.
You're a slave.
We slave to these people.
Right.
You know?
So now, one of the last videos, this guy right here.
And Gaddafi knew that they were going to get him, you know.
Yeah, he knew.
Told Louis Farrakhan.
Yeah, this guy right here. Yeah, Ibrahim Traore.
This one don't trust them whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I like him.
Oh yeah, this one right here, Thomas Sankara. And now, what happened right here? Let's see. So they said this speech that he had in the World Union with Russia and all the presidents. And you see how Putin is moving? What Muhammad Gaddafi did with all the presidents coming together. Now they have this young guy coming, Ibrahim Traore. And then Putin comes in as well too. He said, I like this guy.
Yeah.
Because, I work with him. Because there's one thing people can always respect. A leader that loves his people.
Mm-hmm.
You can respect that.
And this, the hands down.
Yeah.
That's what leadership is
Right.
about.
That actually care for their people. You can always respect that.
You had George Bush saying, if the people of America found out the things that we do,
Oh, forget
they
it.
would lynch us.
Yeah.
Don't worry, that's
He
coming.
made that public
You
statement.
have to worry. It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming.
You see? So what he did, he issues order to ban gold export and use it to backup currency.
Yes.
Right? Establishing atomic energy agency after talks with Russia.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Burkina Faso accuses France, Benin, and Ivory Coast of destabilization.
Yeah, they will.
You see? Yeah. No more sentiments for traitors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Do it.
All of this. Right? Delegations, everything. And he's a young leader too as well.
Yeah.
That's what they're scared of. And he got the people behind him.
Be there for
He's gonna be there for a long time. Right. And he's just starting.
Yeah.
So look what they said with this.
I'm going to play you a short clip of the 35-year-old president of Burkina Faso who has gained a lot of fans
35
from across
years
the
old.
continent, the African continent, because of his latest remarks and Pan-African speeches. Now, remember, not long ago, this same president was a junior officer in the Burkinabe army, and today he's the president of Burkina Faso. The reason is because previous leaders betrayed Burkina Faso and sold it to France or to French interests. Now, I'm going to play you the video first.
Les questions que mes générations se posent sont les suivantes, si je peux me résumer. C'est de ne pas comprendre comment l'Afrique, avec tant de richesses sur notre sol, avec une nature généreuse, de l'eau, du soleil en abondance, l'Afrique est aujourd'hui le continent le plus pauvre. L'Afrique est un continent affamé. Et comment se fait-il que les chefs d'État traversent donc le monde à mendier? Voici les questions que nous nous posons et que nous n'avons pas de réponse jusque-là. Nous avons l'occasion de tisser de nouvelles relations. Et j'espère que ces relations puissent être les meilleures pour donner un meilleur avenir à nos peuples. Pour ce qui concerne le Burkina Faso, aujourd'hui nous sommes confrontés depuis plus de 8 ans à la forme de manifestation la plus barbare, la plus violente du néocolonialisme et de l'impérialisme. L'esclavage qu'on tend encore à nous imposer.
His name is Ibrahim Traore.
And you know,
he
some
has
of those
won
African leaders in that meeting as well.
They hate him.
They hate him
Yeah.
because it's making them look bad.
Making them look
Just
bad.
look at the Nigerian president. Didn't he say, well, we're coming to invade you?
Yeah.
You're going to invade your brother on
And they've been
behalf
there
of
all,
the white
and the thing
man.
about it is why they hate him. They've been there all that time.
And
in
they've
their
done
countries.
Ain't nothing changed. Nothing happened. Yeah.
And here comes this young man within
A year and a half. Yeah.
He's turned the whole country around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now that makes so it's sports like here and now there, where these people are turning things around within a short time.
Yeah, little by
Proving
little.
That look, there's nothing to this. We don't need Muzungu.
Right. We can do this ourselves.
We can do this. It's easy, it's simple. Just take the money instead of allowing the white people to take it out of the country.
Mhm.
Because I listened to Thingy today, Transporter. Transporter was saying the white people, if you notice, they're not here. If you go in all these business establishments, there's no white people. That's because the president does not allow them to please themselves.
Right. Or
If
feel
they come
comfortable.
here, they have to behave.
Right. You can't feel comfortable around here.
No, they don't. They won't be where they're restricted. They want freedom.
Right. Do whatever they want.
Yeah, do what they want.
Own everything.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and behave anyway.
Mhm.
And he's not having that. You know, if you come here, you are our guests, and you are supposed to behave properly.
Right.
Because if we come to London, we are not going to just behave any which way.
Right. You have
So
rules
if you
set
come
over there.
Here, how do they get this of respecting Rwanda?
Well, we'll show you. We'll show you how to respect.
That's
You
how
see?
you speak softly like that, you know, but he's
Yeah.
hitting points.
So now, what's happening globally and also in the scripture? There's a rise of all these nations that's coming together, and Russia is leading them.
Yes.
Right? Now, while this is happening, this is Ezekiel chapter 37. No, 38. All right. So, Ezekiel 38, what time is it right now? So, I'm going to show this with Russia, and then I'll show the Hotel Rwanda, and then we'll close out that one. So, this is Ezekiel 38. And here we go. Here we go. Ezekiel 38 and verse number 2. Son of man, set thy face against God, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. So Gog and Magog is speaking about Russia, right? And say, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief priest of Meshach and Tubal. I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth. He said, I'm going to turn you back. What does that mean? I'm going to bring you back to your remembrance of the past with Russia, the USSR, the Soviet Union, right? And put hooks in thy jaw, and I will bring thee forth in all thy army, the military, their armies. Yep. Horses, horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor. That means all sorts of missiles. Tanks, air pilots, flights, everything. Poseidon, the missiles in the water, submarine. Even a great company with bucklers and shields, and all of them handling swords. All different type of missiles, weapons, armies. Now, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. See what happened with Gaddafi? Libya? All that America have oppressed, the Lord is going to use that nation to build them back up and bring them with Russia. And all of them with shield and helmet, Gomar and all his bands, the house of Togomar of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare thyself thou, or thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. That means protect them. So what the Lord is doing, he's using Vladimir Putin. What Gaddafi couldn't do, he's using Putin to do it. And for Gaddafi, he's replacing that in a way with Ibrahim Traore to do it. The stuff that Thomas Sankara couldn't do, he's put in the position of Ibrahim Traore to do it.
But you know something? the Edomites see that. You can kill Lumumba, you can
Yeah.
kill Sankara, you can kill Steve Biko.
Yeah. But you can't kill the spirit.
Steve Biko's are coming back.
Right. Even more.
Yeah.
And more
It's
worse.
just they coming back.
More worse.
You can shoot them, but they can't. They as sure as tomorrow.
You just make them a martyr.
They're coming.
That's it.
His pride is so big. Sometimes you wonder if he's seen anything.
I suppose it
Yeah.
dies in a bit of time.
Yeah.
And the thing with Ibrahim Traore means lion.
Lion.
Yeah. I looked it up. Traore means lion. And Ibrahim means what? Abraham.
Yes.
So, Abraham the lion.
Yes.
His name is how he moves. Ibrahim means Abraham. Is the Arabic way of saying Abraham. Yeah. So his name actually is like Abraham the lion.
Yes.
So how he moves is like a lion. That's why they call him the young lion.
Because they tried to assassinate him a few times.
Yeah.
A few times, not once or
Well,
twice.
succeeded all praises.
Look.
Oh, yeah, get rid of traitors.
Yeah, he said get rid of them and all of that.
Someone
Yeah.
that says 5 minutes ago.
Which one?
There.
Which one?
Traore, the red thing on the words.
Or banned?
Yeah, it says.
Yeah, he issued order to ban gold export and to use it to back up currency. So you're basically saying we're gonna take our money and we're gonna build up with our resources. We're not giving it to nobody else no more.
Yes.
We're not sending gold.
Yeah, we're not sending it to nobody else.
So now the French have got to work a little bit harder with
Yeah.
retirement.
And was it the French that said you're not going to get coffee? No, that was Ghana. You're not going to get cocoa anymore.
Yeah, no more from here.
Yeah.
You see? And then he already helped push with satellite. They're already building a nuclear plant. All of this stuff. Their economy's growing quick. The money that they're making, fast. God is doing that.
Fast.
See?
And for me, I think that countries like France are stupid.
Yeah.
Because if you've got a good earner, a nice little source of income
Mhm.
in Burkina Faso, build it up for the people.
Right.
Give them schools, give them this and that, keep them happy.
Right.
Instead of you stealing 100%, steal 80% and give them a little
But the devil, he was a scraping at
everything.
greedy dogs.
Yeah, they can never have enough.
No.
That's what the scripture says. So look what they call him now. Look. Ibrahim Traore, the new lion of Africa. And his last name, Traore, means lion. It literally means lion. So God is using all different type of pieces.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And they can't stop
It's different things. It's here, it's there.
It's there.
Have you seen how it's burning out the countries in the summer?
it. Yeah. Highest
That's
level of
costing
cancer.
money.
Everything. Yeah.
That's costing money.
Keeping them busy.
Yeah.
It's not flood, it's hurricane, it's
Yeah.
this, it's that.
Look at China. Floods, earthquakes.
So now,
Europe, Spain, holiday resorts on fire.
everything.
Everything, Germany.
The end is come, man. It's come.
Right?
It's coming.
So this is what we've seen in the museum.
Yes.
Because we're about to close out. This is what we've seen in the museum. The picture we took. Right here. Alright? This is the picture we took. The white guys and everything. Now in the the top left, it says the people of Namibia had lived alongside each other in relative peace prior to the arrival of the Europeans. They was in peace. The Damari people worked copper and were hunters. The Herero and Nama people, the largest groups, were livestock farmers. The Avambo grew crops and were metal workers. The San were nomadic hunters. So they had a system already. The native people were unaware.
Like here.
Yeah, same thing like here. Yeah. So they showing all of this in the museum that we went to. But they told us we couldn't take pictures. But the Edom might come in and he could take pictures. So we said to hell with that. We still gonna take some damn pictures. Right? So now, the native people were unaware that a rich supply of gold, silver, and diamonds lay in Namibia soil. Right? The first Germans arrived in the 1840s as missionaries and traders. Yeah, missionaries. That's what comes with the religion. That's why I said with the book, the murderer rising with the light. They come with missionary Christianity, all this stuff, but it's all a ploy. It's a trick. All right? They use God to trick you to come into the land and steal, rape, rob, and murder. Right? So now, soon a large number of settlers arrive in pursuit of Namibia's rich resources. So the missionaries were actually spies.
Yes.
They come in.
Yes, and they see
it, right.
And then they report back to
Right.
HQ.
And then they said, let's build a church.
Yeah.
Then they have people coming.
Yeah.
People start moving here, little by little. Little by little. Next thing it said what? It said, soon a large number of settlers. Settler means what? You're settling. You're staying here now.
You're not going anywhere.
You're not going anywhere now. Arrive. All right? Then, in the 1884, the German Chancellor Otto von Bismarck annexed all of southwest Africa. Large number of Schutztruppe imperial troops from Berlin arrived in 1894 to further extend Germany's rule. So they come in with the missionary, the spies, ahead of time. Then they set up shop, the churches in the building. Then they come with their military. Then they come with the people.
Now you can't do it.
Gentrification.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they've got guns now.
Right. Colonizing, gentrification.
And there will be people who will have resisted and they got shot.
Mm-hmm. So now, these are people that revolted. Same thing in America. This guy right here, Chief Hendrik Witbooi, the one on the left right here. 1840 1905, leader of the Nama revolts. So they fought back.
Yes.
All right. Now this right here. Look at this one right here. The units of the forces they had. Look. See? Now look at this devil right here. Look at his eyes right here. Yeah. Me. I was just following orders. Now, this is the quote right here. The Nama chief Hendrik Witbooi wrote to Mayor Lutwin to inform him that the local people would no longer tolerate the behavior of the invading German forces and settlers. He, the colonist, introduces laws which are entirely impossible, untenable, unbelievable, unbearable, unmerciful, and unfeeling. Look at that. He punishes our people and has already beaten people to death for debt. They never had debt before.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about my mother's grandmother was old and she was owing money to
Right.
the council. She had no job.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know?
Still owing money.
That's that.
Yeah, it's right there. Right? He thinks we are stupid and unintelligent people.
Because they'll have to literally say it.
But we have never yet punished people in the cruel and improper way that he does it. You see?
This is another part
Now-
of the world. Nothing to do
Now,
with...
can you see why
Yeah.
they don't want you to take pictures and
Yeah.
just put all this information out there?
Yeah. Yeah. You know why? Because in the second floor, they have the Jewish Holocaust.
Oh,
Yes, we saw it. We saw it.
You see?
Yeah.
So it's not really them that's implementing the rules,
No.
not take picture. It's the boss behind them
yes.
that don't want you to take the picture.
Because now, if people find out that there's a Jewish Holocaust memorial in the genocide in Rwanda,
They're gonna
What's
lose
that
it.
doing there?
Right.
Yeah.
Nah.
So look what this guy right here quoted. The chief right here. That's what he quoted. He said the way they treat our people, we would never do this to our people. They cruel, no mercy. That's why Esau put black people in neighborhoods and he put white police officers there. He don't put black police officers.
No.
See, he put white police officers.
But sorry, that man, the letter that he wrote exactly what the Bible said. They'll have no regard for the
Old and the young.
So he's just quoting in a different way.
He's speaking prophecy.
Yeah.
He's fulfilling prophecy.
So now, remember what this guy said.
Oh, that guy's spoke.
Worst crimes in Congo. They cut off people's hands, they killed women, they raped them, and destroyed the whole society. forgetting that when we ruled Europe between 7-11, that's not how we treated them.
See? We never did that to you. That's not our nature.
And that's what that chief is saying. He says, would never, this is impossible. These are unbelievable.
Unbelievable,
What kind of
unbearable.
laws are these?
Right. It don't make sense. This the picture we seen in the museum. Information like this. Right? So now, what was the other one? So now you have that one, and then you also have this one right here. Look at this one.
Yeah, that one's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But
See?
that also reminds me of when they were burning the Gadite chief.
Yeah, the same thing.
And
The
priest
cross.
just like that to pray
Right.
for him.
So now, look at the far top left. There's a guy right here. Herero rebels, right? These are the rebels fighting back. Now, Herero warriors were driven out into the Kalahari Desert where the water in the wells was systematically poisoned. While Gaddafi gave them clean water for the people, they poisoned the water. The same thing they did to the Native Americans. They poisoned the water. Barakatah, bless. The 150-mile border was guarded to prevent them returning. See? Von Trafe issued an order to kill the remaining Hereros on 2nd October 1904. He stated, I, the great general, you see? The great general of the German troops sent this letter to the Herero people. All Hereros must leave this land. Any Herero found within German borders with or without a gun, with or without cattle, will be shot. This is my decision for the Herero people.
This is their land, you know.
And
Yeah.
this is their land.
And this is their land. Now, people might think, hey, they just doing that to them. That's it. Well, guess what they did to America? Right? I got the book. It's back home, but the same exact thing. The same exact thing. All right? Look at this. It's called the Indian Removal Act. Was signed into law by President Andrew Jackson May 28, 1830, authorizing the president to grant lands west of the Mississippi in exchange for Indian lands within exercising states.
Same thing.
Now, the funny thing about this, if you know the intricate details, they're not telling you what it actually means. They just saying authorized lands, basically switching lands. No. The Indian Removal Act was, they was telling the Indians, if you don't leave this land, but we classify you as a Negro, we're going to kill you.
Yeah. So yeah, you just know. Look, you can read, if you know what Esau operates like, because you got to know what a snake is.
Right.
You know when they're saying, as soon as they say remove of Indian land, you know what
You already know what that means. Force.
You know, they're gonna be shooting at your feet.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
bang,
and
bang,
have
bang,
you
and you're
dance.
moving back little by little until you leave.
Yeah. So the same thing happened with the German, with the Belgium. They do the same exact thing to the Native Americans. Indian Removal Act.
What's all those people moving in?
Yeah. See? Showing the routes and everything.
Yeah. Okay. So they were removing Indians.
Yeah. So the same thing he done. It says what? All heroes must leave this land. Any hero found within German borders, with or without a gun or with or without cattle, will be shot. This is my decision for the Herero people.
And the last paragraph.
Yeah.
The women and children were driven out into the shaky desert, where they died of starvation and thirst, obviously. Others were forced to become slaves. Gender violence against Herero women was also common. As common were kept alive, as women were kept alive to be used as sex slaves.
See?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing. It's the playbook doesn't change.
Yeah, same sequence and blueprint. So now, in America, when they pushed them out of their land into the places like Oklahoma, Mississippi, they called it the Trail of Tears. That's where you get the Trail of Tears from. The same thing happened here. Many of the children and the women were driven out to Omahaki desert. But in the desert, right? The Indians was driven out in the time of the winter. And they slaughtered all the buffaloes, which was their fur, their blanket, their clothes. So most of them was naked, walking through their death. Right. And it says what?
They like humiliating people
Right.
with nakedness. But the scripture says,
Be not in the winter.
you know that bit that says you'll be walking around with your buttocks showing?
Yeah.
You know, there's this
Yeah, Samuels.
But he's lucky, you know, with all this wickedness that he does, he always go, oh, forgive us. We're so sorry. But he doesn't forget anything.
We also forgive them.
Yeah.
Sorry, I get that.
So look at the depiction now.
Yeah.
One is dragging him, the other one is stabbing him, and the other one is praying for him using the Bible.
So they bring it. What are they? Is that water they're gonna throw him in?
Yeah. To drown him. See? And he's defenseless.
Yeah.
So now look what the quote says right here. Caricature with a caption, pardon will not be granted. No pardon. So they're forcing you into this lifestyle.
Yeah.
No pardon. You see? Christianity, as they would say. So now, where is it at? There we go, right here.
So we are officially in Rwanda, and we are in the hotel. We are in the hotel Rwanda.
That's seen in the movie.
Seen in the movie.
We are in the hotel Rwanda. In the movie itself, here with my man's in them, fisting, saying like a villain. You know, stop a little bit villain. That's exactly what we have.
All right.
This is officially hotel Rwanda. Wow. So it's the place in the movies. The literal hotel Rwanda place. Do a little traveling a bit. So it's the official hotel Rwanda. It's been here for 51 years, I think. Crazy. Well, Rwanda, everything looking beautiful. Trees.
And you remember that area from the
from the movie. Yeah. So now
Uplifted them because they are our grandchildren. We taught them hygiene, we taught them how to bathe, we paved the streets and civilized their society. We introduced great architecture, especially in the Iberian Peninsula. If you visit Portugal and Spain, cities like Sevilla, Toledo, Granada, Malaga produced medicine, and at that time they called us the Moors, or Moros, which was the Roman term for black.
killing them.
Oh dear.
So this is the last one.
Nelson Mandela, anti-apartheid activist and the first black president of South Africa. On July 18, 1980, in the rural village of Mvezo.
What was that thing where the BBC showed something and people were saying, I'm going to cancel my license? It was, they were showing a black person as a king, a queen.
I think it was a queen. It was a queen. Queen Charlotte.
Queen Charlotte.
Queen Charlotte?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they did a program and they showed one of the queens as a black woman. And they were up in arms. Says, I don't pay my TV license to see things like this.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's historically accurate.
Right, it's the truth.
There's been black queens in the royalty of Britain.
Yeah, it's the truth.
They couldn't stand it. They were going, I'm going to cancel my TV license. I won't pay it.
Cancel the whole subscription.
Yeah.
So now.
Daddy, there's soldiers on the street.
How can they not entertain? Hundreds of thousands are dying. There are people serious outside. Oh my God, that's horrible. And they go on eating their dinners. One man had to make a choice. All your fights are leaving, and he was sentenced. All the superpowers, everything you believe in now. They're not gonna stop this slaughter. We have been abandoned. There will be no rescue. We can only save ourselves. I cannot leave these people to die.
So, see, after seeing everything that goes on, the timeline, the genocide, all the stuff of history, how they tie it all together, and then they take the movie and they show you one thing, they don't show you the full truth.
Yeah, no. And even when we went to the memorial, I didn't like the point where they started the movie.
Mm-hmm.
On April the 7th, 1994.
Right.
The Rwandan government issued orders. Were you talking to fools?
Right.
That's not how a story starts.
Yeah.
You suppose what happened to long ago?
Right. Once upon a time, right. The beginning.
There lived the king.
Right. Go to the beginning.
Start from the beginning.
Yeah.
No, this boom, it starts now.
So the last precept is Isaiah 33 to close out. Praise Yahweh Shem Shai. Hopefully brothers is edified and seeing world history, craziness, lies, deception, truth, and judgment is going to come
See Esau
for who he is. Yeah, being exposed.
Not that we didn't know, but when you go through it again like this, it's a good reminder. But you know what? Once I crossed over, because I used to be, I didn't understand it. I knew white people were cruel.
Right.
But I didn't understand it.
The depths, the level,
the
levels in the scripture wise.
Yeah. Once I understood it, it's like I'm gone. I'm irredeemably gone. I can't cross back. I can't. I don't have time for that.
Yeah. So the last precept is Isaiah 33 and verse 1. It says, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee." Shema Shaka Shah. So, as shown, you reap what you sow. What you have done unto others shall be done unto you. And the Lord is raising up armies in history, and he's going to fix everything. Because if we could see this ourselves and connect the dots, imagine what the Lord got set up.
Oh, yes.
So, what you did unto those shall be done unto you.
You will have a surprise for us to marvel at.
Yeah.
It's not going to be ordinary stuff that we think. show. You know, my children sit here and watch.
And watch, enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, so
It's already beautiful the way things are happening.
mhm.
There's a change in
the atmosphere, the economy, the earth,
everything.
minerals, resources, elements, storms, politics.
It's all changing.
So, praise Yahweh Shemel Shai's brother Ariah, here with the family. We are here in Africa, Rwanda, Hotel Rwanda, talking about the lies and the wickedness of the Mzungus, right? And also exposing the truth of all things that's going on worldwide. So, with that, may the Most High bless y'all. Ashar Shabbat, happy Sabbath. And let's keep pushing, family. Kwame Shah. Come. Come.